building up their power.
Governor Abbott says if Wu and the others don't return by this afternoon, he'll take action to remove them from office. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has welcomed his fellow Democrats, and he and other governors in blue states are considering their own redistricting.
We will not let power go unchecked.
A Republican in Congress wants to be a governor. Nancy Mace.
South Carolina doesn't need another empty suit. It needs a governor who will fight for you and your values.
Mace announced her run this morning, joining other Republicans in the 2026 race, including fellow member of Congress Ralph Norman, running to replace Governor Henry McMaster, also a Republican who can't run again. He's term limited. Police in Montana keep searching for an Army veteran turned suspected killer, Michael Brown, wanted in Friday's shooting in a bar in Anaconda that left 4 people dead.
Brown reportedly has a criminal record. Unclear what led to the shooting, but investigators believe he was a regular at the bar and knew the victims. They say the suspect used a rifle. Military vet was last photographed fleeing the scene in just his underwear, and police believe he's still close by.
Fox's Todd Pyro. Boeing is dealing with another strike. More than 3,000 workers in the St. Louis area who work in facilities in Missouri and Illinois building fighter jets. They walked off the job after midnight. Thousands of other Boeing workers held a nearly 2-month-long strike in California, Oregon, and Washington last year. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Shots fired and a child hit. You have a clear radar, and it's 64 degrees on Monument Circle. We're going up to the mid-80s today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 9:02.
It's getting exhausting. You know, again, I don't think this is just a community problem. I think our city and our county and our state is having the same issues.
And that is Cumberland Police Detective Mark Wagner speaking after Sunday's shooting that left a child hurt.
We really need to press upon some kind of answer. I don't know what that answer is. You know, a community needs to come together and start parenting and start understanding why and how our juveniles are getting their hands on guns all the time.
And the shooting happened at a home. This is the third time in the last 8 days that a child in Cumberland has been injured in a shooting. A man is dead and a cop is on administrative leave because of a shooting last night in Muncie. Muncie police say they responded to a report of shots fired, and when they arrived, they'd heard somebody firing shots off. When they discovered a man holding a gun, there was a standoff. That man eventually shot at police. They shot him back, and state police are looking into this. People driving their cars near Indianapolis will see ramp and lane closures overnight this week. Crews will work along I-65 and I-465 on the city's south and east sides, putting up signs and moving lanes. On Monday, you could expect closures from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m., and on Thursday and Friday, you could expect the same closures along I-465. This past weekend gave Indiana a break from the heat and humidity that stuck around for most of July. Jake McDaniel has the latest on this week's weather.
You've got highs in the low to mid 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Hotter temperatures and humidity may crank back up Friday going into the weekend,
where we see heat indices that are back up into the 90s, maybe nearing 100.
Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says to expect a daily threat for showers and storms starting Monday.
Isolated to scattered storms.
So that means not everybody will see rain.
That'll focus during the afternoons, early evenings, then they'll diminish, and we'll do that repeatedly throughout the week.
Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Fever beat the Seattle Storm on Sunday without Caitlin Clark, 78-74. That's win number 5 in a row for the Fever, who continue the road trip tomorrow in L.A. Now with traffic, here's Jeremy Scott.
And Ryan, one of those construction zones still pretty heavy at 65 northbound from Raymond all the way over to the south split. 69 southbound sluggish from 96 into 465. And on the west side, crews are working a crash at 30th and Lafayette. Traffic is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Jeremy Scott with traffic on the 5s. Follow us on X at WIBC Traffic.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies for today. Spotty rain chances south and west of Indianapolis this afternoon and evening. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s as we turn more humid. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
It's 62 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go. And at WIBC.com, Kendall and Casey starts right now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
I can't believe you want to lead with this as our out-of-the-gate story.
Why not?
So for those of you who
It's a story about lawmakers spending money irrationally. I think it affects everyone. Rob, I challenge you to a hot dog eating contest. Better yet, how about a push-up contest? I challenge you to a thumb wrestle. I challenge you to do better today than you did yesterday. All challenges.
So for those of you who can't tell, for a variety of reasons that we won't go into right now, Casey has reached the up for which she cannot stand. And this may actually be the day. And for once, it's not even my fault. That's the great thing about all this. Of all the things that you thought would set Casey over the edge in which she just lights the studio on fire, you would have thought it would have been something I did. And for once, I have nothing to do with any of it.
No, you're good.
This is the day that Casey may indeed... a day that could go down in WIBC lore. So we got a variety of just wacky state government stories to get to today. There's one story we're going to talk about I didn't even know was a thing. I didn't even know that could be done, and we'll talk about that. But yes, Casey, I was given a gift over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we have many, despite the fact that we're told that, hey, nobody's listening to your show, and then the ratings say we're number one, and blah, blah, blah. We get people all the time who will respond to things that we discuss on this radio program, which is crazy because nobody's listening. But over the weekend, someone who I have known for a very long time, and I think the world of, contacted me because we had done a segment on the challenge coins. The Indiana Capital Chronicle had a big expose on challenge coins and how much our state government is spending on these challenge coins. And for those of you who don't know, challenge coins are something that originated of the military, sort of like a way of camaraderie amongst the military, and giving these coins to various people that are associated with that. And now it's a whole thing where people in state government are buying all of these challenge coins and they're just giving them out to who knows who. And people are looking around going, okay, but we don't have any money to pay the state bills without raising taxes. We don't have any money to fix the roads without raising taxes. Property taxes are a total abomination. How is it that we have, even if it's $10, much less the thousands that the Capital Chronicle was able to track down, that we're allegedly spending on these challenge coins, which do nothing?
Correct.
They in no way make anybody's life in the state better.
No.
Roads, sidewalks, nothing. But yeah, we have all this money for these things. And in the story, one of the most perplexing parts, well, there were two things that were interesting. The one group that wouldn't tell him whether they had the challenge coins or not were the lieutenant governor's office. Even though there appeared to be, correct me if I'm wrong, there like public records requests, they found emails of people in the lieutenant governor's office searching for specific things about challenge coins, but they wouldn't tell them whether they're doing challenge coins or not. And then the Secretary of State, this was the weirdest part. So the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, his office responded and said, yes, we do the challenge coins. I guess the Capitol Chronicle said, hey, can we see the receipts to find out how much you spent? And they're like, no.
No, that part you can't have.
Isn't that the most Diego Morales thing ever? Yes, we're doing it. Hey, we'd like to know how much you spent on these. How about no?
No, 2,000 coins ordered in 2024 at $3.60 each for a total of $7,200.
Okay, so we did
That was last year.
Yeah, and again, the bigger question with this guy, as everything with him, is can you be transparent about anything? Why does everything have to be the world's biggest deal? What government agency doesn't have a receipt like you spent our money? There has to be a record of it somewhere. And so we talked about this and a variety of other things. Well, somebody that I've known for a very long time messaged me over the weekend and said, Rob, I have to talk to you because I have one of these challenge coins.
Oh, boy.
And this is a very distinguished member of the military, decorated veteran, still engaged in a life of public service. And this person said the reaction by which he'd never met Diego Morales. He didn't know Diego Morales. He said Diego Morales just showed up some event and handed him this challenge coin. And he's like, why are you giving this to me? I don't know you. You don't know me. We've just met each other. What the heck? And then, because he is a decorated member of the military who has received many of these challenge coins from very high-profile people in the military, and he knows kind of what these things run, he was like, I really doubt that this costs $3.60.
Think it was a little bit more?
Well, I'm going to hold it up here on the YouTube chat so everybody can see it. And then, Casey, I'm going to hand this to you so that you can feel it and describe the nature of I mean, it's very nice.
Yeah.
It appears no expense was spared on this. It's very heavy. It's not one of these, plastic things or whatever. I mean, it is very, very nice. And then I'm going to gift this to you.
Oh.
Because I know this would be the perfect decor for your office to have a Diego Morales challenge coin in your possession. So I'm going to walk over here and gift this to you.
Okay. So it looks like it has, is that the state flag on there? What's on this coin?
The state seal, the state emblem.
State seal.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it says Diego Morales, 63rd Indiana Secretary of the State with the emblem. And then on the other side, Seal of the State of Indiana, 1816. And it's, wow.
See? The dude was like, look.
That's got some weight to it.
That's what I'm saying. This is the dude said, the guy said, look, I've gotten these from some of the highest ranking people in the U.S. military. I know what they cost. I know what those cost. These are every bit as nice as those. He said, I would be blown away if he spent $3.60 for each one of those coins.
Well, because he bought it in bulk. He got a deal on it,
But so the full circle of this is, we don't, the story is, we don't know because he won't be transparent about anything. He won't tell you who pays or what for anything. Like, you're always having to dig with this guy. You bought it with our money.
Right.
Tell us how much it cost.
Exactly. So did he buy enough for every single Hoosier? I mean, like, does he have enough for all of us? Well, it's our money, right?
Well,
this was
this
put
guy,
him in the mail for everyone?
This was this guy's point. He's like, I just met him.
Yeah.
But he said, here's how it works. He comes into this event. He's huffing and puffing. He wants to try to impress everybody. He finds out I'm in the military, so he starts talking about his military record, which this guy had a ton of questions about based on what he heard that day. That's neither here nor there right now. But he said, this is not the premise of this. You don't know me. You don't know what I've actually done. You should, even if you're going to give these out, that's not how this is supposed to work. But he's clearly, because his name's on it, very prominent. Like, it's not just a Secretary of State, the office challenge coin. That would be weird, too. It's another example of this guy using our money and resources as taxpayers.
To promote himself.
Campaigning 24 hours a day. 7 days a week.
Right.
And
it's got his name on it. So it's like franked mail is what this is. It's like the maps with his name on it. It's like the big fancy check that he passed out to everybody that had his name on it. You know what it should say? It should say taxpayer on it.
Yes.
Hoosier.
Here's a quote.
Indianan. Whatever.
That the Capital Chronicle had. And I was really hesitant to give that to you because you know how I love Diego and have that piece of Indiana political memorabilia in my possession.
I'm afraid it's like a Horcrux from Harry Potter. All of a sudden, bad things might happen.
But I think
don't
the
know.
world of you, Casey.
Oh, boy.
Well, based on your morning, I don't know. I think it's already started. He allegedly told the Winchester Journal-Gazette. Now, this is such a weird quote. And it's a great insight into this guy. And this is in the Indiana Capital Chronicle article. I said, if someday I have an opportunity to do that, I will. Now that I'm an elected official, I'm able to do my own challenge coin. This is my way for me to say, specifically for my team, thank you.
For your team?
Thank you. How about you be transparent? How about that's a way to say thank you? How about you start by giving a damn about the people who pay for you to do all this stuff, and you can start on that starting by telling us who paid for your trip to India. How about that? You want to say thanks to me, Diego? How about you be transparent? How about you tell me who paid for your trip to India?
It's the fact that he's got his name on here. It's just a piece of promotion in his eyes. So the challenge coins that are for the military, it degrades the meaning of those.
Totally.
Is what it does.
And these lawmakers are all doing this. Now, like some of these, the lawmakers are paying for them themselves in the Capital Chronicle article. Like I think the Senate, you have the option to use their template, but the senators are paying for this, campaign accounts, whatever. There's nothing in this.
Some are funded by grants.
Fine. Well, as long as it's not a taxpayer.
Sure.
My issue is if it comes into the taxpayer coffer, it becomes taxpayer money. And I've seen nothing in here in this story, you've read it too, that would lead you to believe that it is anything other than taxpayer money that's funding this. But of course, as with everything else with Diego, you simply don't know because he won't tell you. So Diego, if you'd like to tell us that we got something wrong here, if you'd like to provide proof on how much these things cost, which again, they'll label us the bad guy if indeed they did pay $3.60. But of course, you forced this because you won't show the most basic level of proof. You're totally welcome on this show. We will give you an hour. You can tell us all about your accomplishments. You can tell us 3 hours, however long you want. We will open the doors to you to be able to do that.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Another update is just minutes away.
More than 60 State House Democrats left Texas.
Real Texans do not run from a fight.
Governor Greg Abbott is threatening their jobs.
Hear the news.
Lonnie Anderson has died.
Stay in the know while you're on the go.
Third time in the last 8 days that a child in Cumberland injured in a shooting.
On air.
The community needs to come together and start understanding why and how our juveniles are getting their hands on guns all the time.
And online.
Savon Ahmed.
Injuries happen in football.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay,
Ooh,
deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hey to all the grown-ups out there. So summer slowly fades and backpacks fill up again, and we know the school year can sometimes bring stress, but we want to encourage you from Life Church that God's word can bring peace. Isaiah 41 says, "Don't worry, I'm with you. Don't be afraid, I'm your God. I will make you strong and will help you." Whether it's the first day of kindergarten or senior year, know you're not alone. God is with you, and we will be praying for students, parents, and teachers too. Parents, you can do this. We will help you. LifeChurchIN.com.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
What if the next time you painted your home was the last time you painted your home?
Our home has had Rhino Shield for 10 years.
Rhino Shield. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Okay. So, Trump has had it with government incompetence.
Is that what it is?
As long as it makes it, if your government incompetence makes him look bad.
Right.
Or goes, this is the weirdest thing ever. And I've questioned this exact thing. You've been here the whole time we've been here, which is these people, these statisticians or guesstimators or forecasters or whatever you call them in government who seemingly get it wrong all the time and yet are allowed to have jobs. So let's use the state of Indiana, for example.
Sure.
The state of Indiana. You and I were sitting on these very public flamethrower airwaves saying, hey, I think the tariffs are going to have some negative impact on our economy. You ought not, as lawmakers, plan a budget that's like $2.5 billion higher. Probably ought to, in fact, go less because, well, we're just low-level bird economists over here on the radio, but seems pretty obvious to me what's going on. No, our forecasters, the revenue projectors, they've told us, the really smart people in the State House, they've told us what's going on. You guys are shock jocks and fear mongers. Casey, what happened at the end of the legislative session?
Oh, well, they had to cut $2 billion. Right?
Oh, well, they cut $1 billion.
Cut $1 billion, right, and then they had to tax.
They raised taxes by $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were right. And we were, this has happened time and time again, where these revenue projection people are off by millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions, and it's like, what do you people do? Like, I'm very honest, Casey. I stink at math. When I got a college degree, my degree literally centered around which degree don't you have to take math on. But I'm also not out running around pretending to be great at math or numbers or figures, or my job doesn't depend on it. I'm not. My whole living does not depend on being good at that. But these people, and we're talking about the state, keep getting it wrong and yet keep having jobs. And now it's happening on the federal level where they can't apparently properly tell you how many jobs were created.
This is true. So now Donald Trump said that he plans to name a new Bureau of Labor Statistics commissioner within 3 to 4 days. This after firing the old one.
Okay, so this happened because there was a jobs number that came out.
Did not look good.
Well, it initially did. This is the problem. The initial report was, remember, they said, oh, the economy grew and it was gangbusters. And we were here like, because last week we had said, well, if that's the case, then why are we raising the taxes? Because the whole premise of raising the taxes was we couldn't pay our bills because the economy was going to be so bad, which is, of course, what we originally said, and they told us we were shock jocks and just making things up and blah, blah, blah. But we said, okay, if the economy's great, then why are you raising the taxes? But then right after that, then they came out and said, oops, made a big mistake. There aren't nearly as many jobs in the economy as we thought, or we're not creating as many jobs in the economy as we thought. And so then Trump said, well, you stink at your job, and you're just doing this to screw me over, so you're fired.
Right.
The head honcho.
The head honcho. He also accused her of inflating the job numbers before the election.
So
to make Biden look good.
Okay, but this is my question because
actually, Kamala Harris. Sorry,
Kamala Harris.
Whoever was running.
What is the standard by which you have to be within a number on? I've asked this for years about the state of Indiana. The federal government, that's an area I don't even know how you could even possibly get close. But how can people be this wrong and still have jobs? Now, what gets me is like, she's doing this to make me look bad. No, these people are just incompetent. Can't we just say, I've had enough of your incompetency. You cannot be this wrong. Our decent society depends upon you being able to, be somewhat accurate, and you don't get to come back and say, oh, I made an egregious. They would fire you at any company you're out of here. It always has to be some conspiracy against him. She made herself look like an idiot. Why would she do that to herself?
Except for when it comes to our elected officials, like here in the state of Indiana, when there is incompetence, you got to deal with it because they're in there now.
Right, but we don't have to deal with this person. He can fire her. My point is the revenue projection, people at the state. Why are we always so seemingly or often so wrong with that? Like, what is the standard here? I have so many, is flummoxed? Is that the right word?
Is that a word?
Is that the word? That, Kev, you're the world traveler. Flummoxed is a word, isn't it? Surely you've heard that on your travels somewhere.
Flummoxed is a word.
Thank you.
It's an adjective.
I knew Kevin. And does it give a definition?
Completely unable to understand, utterly confused, or perplexed.
Wow!
How about that? You know why I know these big words? My mother was a high school English teacher. That's why.
Give her credit.
I can't do math, but big words, boy, howdy, Case. All right, what do you want to do? When do we want to do the big story?
I don't know. I don't have it on the template at all.
You didn't? What?
I know. I didn't even put it on there because I knew you were going to do it, and I was just going to let you choose when it was going to happen.
We got to during the break, we'll either decide to do the big story or we'll do it at the top of the 10 o'clock hour. Casey and I will have a ferocious debate on when we're going to do. I mean, it's the story.
It is.
I mean, it's an unbelievable
It's a story for sure.
Well, I think it's going to be a massive story in the Indiana government. And anyway, I don't want to ruin it for everybody. Casey and I we'll do rock paper scissors to decide whether we do it next.
I challenge you to Rochambeau.
Very good. That's what that is. Is that a thumb war?
Yeah, thumb war.
Yeah, it's very
and
good.
then maybe I'll give you a coin if you win.
I love that thumb war has an actual
Rochambeau?
Like it's like a fancy name. Like Kev, if I'd have walked up to you and said, Kev, do you want a Rochambeau? Would you have called the authorities on me or known what I was talking about?
I would have no idea.
He's like, that's gross, man.
I don't want to do that with you. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says they're taking their marching orders from President Trump. You have a partly cloudy sky, and it's 64 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 82 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 9:30.
All bets are off when the cult leader and would-be dictator of the United States tells Texas to midstream change the game, when they know that they're going to lose in 2026.
That's Illinois Democratic Governor J.D. Pritzker talking about Texas lawmakers trying to stop a vote to redraw the state's congressional district maps. His state welcomed several Democrats who left to delay a vote, which would add 5 House seats for Republicans in Texas. Road safety is top concern for Hoosier parents as their children head back to school.
It's back to school season, and the Indiana State Police are reminding everyone about key safety measures. For drivers, that means being patient behind buses and obeying school zones and speed limits. For students who walk to school, police advise using designated crosswalks, never taking shortcuts, and not talking to strangers. Parents are reminded to have children at the bus stop 5 minutes early and to make sure they remain seated on the bus. State police say they will also have extra patrols on the road and will have a zero tolerance for stop-arm violations. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And thousands of people who work at Boeing in St. Louis are on strike this morning. And your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. All 3 major markets are up today. The Dow is up 188 to 43,588.58. The S&P up 35 3/4 to 62.38, and the Nasdaq is up 198 to 22,763.31. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Attention, if you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. And using your FSA or HSA funds, you could save up to 30% off. To find out if you're a viable candidate, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-348-2596. Instead of masking the symptoms, it resolves the problem at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Find out if you're a viable candidate today. Request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics, 463-348-2596, 463-348-2596.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Since 1983, over 80,000 customers have trusted their home to B-Window.
We're now employee-owned, and that means we treat your home like it's our own.
From energy-efficient windows that can cut your energy costs by up to 50%.
To stylish doors, siding, and custom bathroom models, we have you covered.
And every project is backed by our industry-leading warranty.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B-Window,
we mean business.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
All
man, State Fair. It's a Hoosier masterpiece, a tradition like no other. And on August 14th, AAA Hoosier Motor Club members get in free. That's AAA Day at the State Fair, where if you're a member of AAA, you don't pay admission. Just show your AAA card and you're in for the day of fun. Enjoy the free concerts. I can't wait to see Melissa Etheridge. How about some of those borderline outrageous food vendor options like the deep fried Oreos? And make sure and check out the 4-H livestock exhibition.
An outing to the State Fair is like a mini vacation, right? With AAA members saving big, and also this month, there are a couple of very special offers you get when you visit a AAA office. Luggage and accessories are on sale for up to 50% off. Suitcases, carry-ons, tote bags, and all of that marked down now through August 31st. Plus, if you book travel with the AAA travel agent, you get a 10% rebate. Visit AAA.com or call 844-GO-AAA-GO or stop by a local AAA office. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Okay, you won the rock, paper, scissors game.
The Rochambeau that I challenged you to.
During the break, so we will save the big story until the top of next hour, and it's
repeat after me. Allegedly. It's going to be our favorite phrase.
During
that story.
It's a simply unbelievable story that I don't even know where to begin with it, but I'll try to get it all together for the top of next hour. But in the meantime, Bill Maher is making sense again.
Yeah, he was criticizing the backlash over Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad in his monologue on Real Time.
Okay, so I would assume, it's dangerous to do in this profession, but I would assume most people are aware of this story, but just indulge me for 30 seconds. I'll try to sum this up. So Sydney Sweeney is sort of the it girl in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
I don't notice people's appearances, but I'm told her chestular area is popular amongst the men folk, and she is the star of a new American Eagle, which is a clothing line ad, and the premise is they basically show her.
She's explaining genetics, and then she says, my jeans are blue, while wearing blue jeans.
Yes, and then somebody says, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. My favorite thing that has come out of all of this is somebody made a photo. I mean, I don't know how all this stuff works now, but some photo they somehow put, it's kind of what we'll talk about later in the program. They put two people together who weren't actually together.
Yeah.
And it was Gene Hackman and Gene Wilder.
Yes.
And it's
and they're in blue jeans. They're in the denim tuxedo. I've also seen the meme of Trump in a full jean outfit as well.
Yes.
That looks good.
But okay, so there's nothing to this ad. Last week we played. This has been going on throughout all of human history, right? People want to look at good-looking people, and in modern American society, there have been many famous, well-assembled women who have been the spokespeople for
different products. Sure.
A plan to promote your thing that's as old as time. It has worked well. It's my understanding the American Eagle stock has done very well, and it's been a resounding market success. However, there are a bunch of liberal people who just can't not be miserable about everything. And what they claimed she was a Nazi propagandist or what?
Yeah, they're arguing that the ad promotes whiteness or thinness or conventional beauty. I heard somebody say part of the reason that people like her and are drawn to her, not because of her décolletage, but also because...
For what?
You heard me. Her, what do you call it? The chesticle area?
Bubular area? Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Was that she hasn't had a lot of work done on her face. She doesn't have all the Botox or the fish lips or the fillers and whatnot. So she has a very natural look.
Oh.
Which is attractive.
Right up your alley, Kevin.
To some people.
I know that's what you're going for.
Perfect.
A very natural, rich, broad ripple 9.5 look. That's what Kevin's
She works on cars, too. So if you're a motorhead.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so what these things do is it reminds the American public of how insufferable the left is and how just miserable the left is, and that they can't have, you're not allowed to have fun in their world. You're not allowed to enjoy things because They're so rotten inside. And this is how Republicans keep getting elected, because it's sure not off of competent governance. It's sure not off of making people's lives better or putting the American people first. Look at the track record. Look at the damage they do. They do every bit as much damage as the Democrats, but in the, for lack of a better term, the culture wars, or society, or people want what they want society to be, they look at this and go, yeah, we like hot chicks hawking stuff. Sign us up for that. And if you're going to crap all over that, we don't want anything to do with you.
American Eagle doubled down on it, and there's a huge billboard campaign now in Times Square. And they also came out with a statement and said, yeah, this is her.
Well, and like, why? Okay, on the surface, why wouldn't you? Because, okay, she's very well assembled. She's a popular actress. Is that what I call her?
Influencer, actress, sure.
There's by all accounts no controversy. Like, she's got sex tapes, or is late night fueled trashing of hotel rooms, or getting in fights, or like, by all accounts, she's a respectable, law-abiding member of society, which you would want in your pitch person. So she's checking all of the boxes by which. Why is Peyton Manning on everything? One, he's famous, but even post-retirement, why is Peyton Manning on everything? Because you never have to worry about, if you're a company, waking up at 2:30 and getting a phone call that Peyton Manning did something that's going to damage your brand. That's why he keeps getting gigs. And she is, by all accounts, that. And yet the left is so internally miserable that they have to try to ruin that for you, and now they're trying to ruin her.
So Bill Maher, he was mocking the outrage, and he said Sweeney simply referenced her blue eyes and jeans, and he called the controversy an overreaction by online social justice girls.
And in other uncomfortable racial news, it's sad news. We found out this week that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. That was just... no, she's not. But you all see the ad that she's out there. This is a very important ad that we're seeing now. There she is, dressed like Jay Leno in all blue denim. And she talks about the fact that she has blue eyes, and then she says, I have great genes, because she's wearing jeans. But according to the woke people, this means that she's a white supremacist. It also doesn't help that her bra size is 36 KKK. And that the name she gave her is the Proud Boys. But other than that, no, it's... I will say this, they should have been aware when they wrote this ad that this is what some people were going to think. I don't think they did it on purpose, but I also think it's pretty funny that all the online social justice girls are like, it's racist. There's no such thing as good genes. Right, and then you go on Tinder and swipe left on every bald guy. America.
Yeah, it's utterly ridiculous. And what the left can't figure out and the Democrats can't figure out is you are chasing people away from you. Nobody's ever going to hear your election message. Not that that's not a whole bunch of squirrely anyway, but they're never going to sit and listen to that because culturally you have so offended these people, you've so alienated these people that they're never going to listen to a word you have to say. And thus why the Republicans, despite doing a horrible job at running anything that they're ever in charge of, keep finding ways to win elections in this country because the other side is so reprehensible and so miserable.
Sydney Sweeney, she's not made any formal statement in response to any of the controversy around the ad. In fact, she just stepped out, I believe, at a film premiere for the first time since it dropped just last night. Now, it was discovered that she is a registered Republican, I believe, in Florida.
Do we know that for sure?
I'm pretty sure that was reported by some pretty legit journalists.
But I don't care, Casey. This is the point. Like, nobody cares. Like, she's some chick who sells stuff. She's some chick who's in films. Is she a movie star? I don't even know what she is. Is she a movie star?
Yeah, she's an actress. Yeah.
Is she TV?
She's in TV shows.
Okay. Good for her. right? Like, just sit there and be pretty, cash your check, sleep on your pile of money, everybody leave her alone. Like, it's just the whole thing. You're taking this person who's done nothing wrong, who's not at all controversial. Since when did an enhanced testicular area, which, not that I'm an expert in this, but if I were an expert, looks quite natural to someone who would be more astute in this than I am.
They're real and they're spectacular.
Why is she being labeled as some sort of societal villain? It's just ridiculous.
So you're saying that it's not something that needs, I don't know, a comment from the commander-in-chief?
No!
Oh, well, sorry to disappoint, but he was asked about it.
Sydney Sweeney, it came out this weekend that she was a registered Republican. Any thoughts on that?
That who was?
Sydney Sweeney. She's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican? Yeah. Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
No, Trump, we know the people you've allegedly engaged in interpersonal endeavors with. We know why you think she's spectacular, and there's fine. Like, it's the whole thing is ridiculous, and they're making the left, as usual, makes people go out of their way. They go out of their way to make people hate them.
We're going to talk about sports coming up. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, Russiagate, the nominees, the economy in Gaza. Oh, and Sydney Sweeney has broken the left. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
This is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and Zero Res is celebrating Pet Appreciation Month with something kind of nice for pet parents. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified for $129. Get 15% off pet odor treatments and $50 off air duct cleaning, too. Look, pets have accidents, sometimes big ones, messy ones, the ones that make you gag a little when you're trying to clean up. And if you're thinking it's just dogs, cats can absolutely mistake carpets for a litter box. Vacuuming is just not going to fix that. Zero Res can clean virtually any surface in your home. And remember, Zero Res's patented ZR water cleans with no soaps, no residue, no harsh chemicals. And it's clean, safe, and effective, and that's why they have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,000 reviews. Just call Zero Res, mention WIBC, you'll get 3 rooms clean for $129, get 15% off pet odor treatments, and $50 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141, ZeroResIndy.com.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, Low T Center has improved the quality of hundreds of thousands of men's lives across the country. Now women can enjoy the same life-changing, medically guided hormone therapy.
Imagine how great you'll both feel. FixMyLowT.com for information and to schedule an appointment.
When you're way into live golf, listen to Hammer and Nigel all week for a shot at ground passes to see legends like Rahm, DeChambeau, Koepka, and Mickelson at Chatham Hills August 15th through the 17th with live music from Riley Green on Friday and Jason Dorello on Saturday.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
So I was right. I think I was right. Carl, Tony's producer,
Yeah.
the great Carl, who is the hardest working man in this building, came feverishly. So what do? Do you monitor our show in there? Is that what you do?
Your show
He's our
is
very
very
own-
entertaining.
He's
so
very
I
own
listen to
fact
it.
checker.
So you listen by choice, not by force.
I listen by choice.
And Carl came. So last segment we were talking about the ridiculousness of the Sydney Sweeney
The backlash for ad, the
that
American Eagle ad.
It's just some well-assembled woman who sells stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to this, and they've made her the left has made her public enemy number one, and somehow. Probably your fault. I don't remember, but we got on the natural nature, or what appeared to be the natural nature of her chestular area, and I said I think that really bothers the left that
they're not enhanced.
That they appear to be just just. Like, and that was the
Her
whole
jeans?
Yeah, that's what Bill Maher was saying, right? Like different, you get gifts. Thank you. Yes,
her genetics.
God gives people various talents, gifts, whatever. The point of all this is that I said I'm out of this game, and my eyesight as a married person is not.
You don't notice that.
I don't notice people's appearances anymore. My eyesight on this is not what it once was. I don't know. I'm an unqualified person. 15 years ago, I could have wrote a book on it, but now.
You lost all that knowledge. It's so weird. It's like
left
poof.
left the file. It's one of the few things that left the file cabinet.
Right, you got to kick
upstairs.
that out of there. Sure.
But I said the natural gifts or talents or whatever. I don't even remember how I worded it. Carl comes breathlessly running in during the break and it's like, Rob, the internet is saying that her breastular area has been manipulated.
Breastular. Well, of course, couple things. The internet would never lie.
Yeah, so
right?
I said
right? And I love how Carl chooses that to come run in on and say, I think you're wrong.
And I said, Carl, who is saying this? Some guy on Reddit or like
who on the internet?
What reputable media source? And so then Carl was kind of hemming and hawing. I said, you go back in there and find me, because how would they know? She hasn't said anything about it that I'm aware of, because it would be front page news everywhere.
Yeah.
And now you've come back in and said you cannot find a reputable source that has said that there has been manipulation of the topular area.
Well, when you talked about it on the air, I immediately wanted to fact check just to make sure. And I ran the risk because this is at work. Does Sydney Sweeney have...
You put it in the Google search? Oh, Carl.
And then it cleared out and didn't give me any suggestions. But I hit enter and all the headlines were, they're fake. They're absolutely fake. And so that's when I ran in and said, she's been enhanced. And you said, go back and check. And I said, what, am I going to find this in Time Magazine? So I looked further and they can't confirm that she's had surgery.
So we were right.
It looks like it's fake.
Well, I'll leave that up to you, Carl.
Okay.
Okay, so my point is no reputable source has said that we are wrong. That's what I just wanted to clarify.
No, here's the other question I have. What would be a reputable news source?
Fox
In
News.
your mind. Okay.
Fox News is going to report on
Fox
this.
News not reporting on...
But this is where we're at in this society,
on
right?
any
Like this is the
previous surgeries.
Think of all the things that are going on in our country, and the lead story. We have Fox News on in our studio. Thank you for getting it off that stupid channel that Drew Barrymore is on. Thank you, Carl.
Right. Finally,
they're just talking about this stuff ad nauseum. So even at Fox News, it's like there's so many things going on in our country, and this is what we're talking about. It's such a nothing deal, but then we got to talk about it because everybody else in society is talking about it. And then if we don't talk about it, they're like, why didn't you guys talk about it? And I hate this because I'd like to be talking about how the politicians are screwing the American people. Carl, thank you.
You're excused.
He's going to spend the rest of his day looking for a reputable source.
I know. Hopefully. Write an article about it, Carl. It'll get a lot of hits, a lot of clicks.
All right. What else is going on? What's happening?
Well, you know what? I don't think we're going to have time to get into the sports because, oops, they did it again.
Oh. Okay.
We'll table that till next hour.
So when we come back, we'll do the big story. I don't even know how to tease this story. I don't even know how to. It's so weird, but it comes from a journalist who has a long track record of covering politics and government, and so I don't know. You're going to need to help me make sense of this when we come back.
I'll do my best. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hey guys, it's Rob for my friend Mark Deedle. You know, Zillow ranks Indianapolis #2 among 2025's hottest market. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with the proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with my friend Mark Deedle. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Luke and Emma in Franklin had to say about working with Mark Deedle. We began building our new dream home, and we needed to sell our old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Deedle team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend and closed in 25 days at the price we wanted. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Deedle, 317-755-4232. For all the details, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available, or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve. Plus, with any new Lincoln, your first 5 oil changes are on us. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
First 5 oil changes complimentary with any new Lincoln purchase or lease. See dealer for complete details.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, why Kroger employees think they're getting the short end of the stick, what police want you to know with kids going back to school, and what Eskenazi Health says they're doing to help the community. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 10 o'clock.
A rebound on Wall Street. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Dow is up 415 points, gaining back a lot of what was lost in Friday's big sell-off that followed the worse-than-expected jobs report, as controversy still swirls over the numbers. President Trump just posted on Truth Social the report was rigged by somebody he fired, the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner Erica McIntyre. He also accuses her of massive revisions to hiring numbers that tried to benefit Democrats before the 2024 election. In the latest report,
only 73,000 were added in July. The numbers for May and June were revised down by 258,000 from earlier estimates. Economic experts say the BLS commissioner has nothing to do with the data collection, saying it's put together by hundreds of people following detailed procedures. But National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett is floating the possibility of changing the calculations so that there are fewer revisions and getting a fresh set of eyes at the BLS. We could be learning who the new commissioner is soon.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Democrats who left Texas to avoid a vote today on Republican congressional redistricting they call racist are being warned to return or else. Fox's Garrett Tenney's in Chicago.
They are taking up sanctuary in blue states, such as here in Illinois, saying they will be here as long as it takes to keep the Republican-controlled legislature from pushing through a map that's designed to give the GOP as many as 5 additional congressional seats ahead of next year's midterm elections. Those Texas lawmakers are now facing a $500 fine for every day they are not at the Capitol. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he's going to use every tool available to force them back, including potentially trying to remove them from office.
It's day 4 of a manhunt in Montana for Michael Brown, an Army veteran accused of shooting 4 people to death in a bar in Anaconda Friday.
This is a dangerous individual who has committed an absolutely heinous crime against this community and these victims.
Montana Attorney General Austin Knudsen. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They're unhappy about a lot of things. 71 degrees and cloudy in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick. This report is brought to you by Gutter Helmet. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Workers at Kroger in Indianapolis not happy with their pay or how they're being treated. They had a rally on Sunday. Andrea Reynolds works at Kroger, and she says they have food pantries in their break rooms because they're not being paid a living wage.
For far too long, we have given up so much, and the workers are tired.
The union and Kroger will meet again on Wednesday. Employees like Reynolds say Kroger's most recent offer of a 90-cent increase over 3 years for starting pay is laughable. Kroger says Indianapolis associates have already seen a 20% wage increase since 2021. With kids heading back to school, state police want you to be mindful of a few things. Johnette Cruz explains.
It's back to school season, and the Indiana State Police are reminding everyone about key safety measures. For drivers, that means being patient behind buses and obeying school zones and speed limits. For students who walk to school, police advise using designated crosswalks, never taking shortcuts, and not talking to strangers. Parents are reminded to have children at the bus stop 5 minutes early and to make sure they remain seated on the bus. State police say they will also have extra patrols on the road and will have a zero tolerance for stop arm violations. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana gas average is $3.22 a gallon, according to AAA. That's 7 cents higher than the national average. A man was shot at least twice in a Walmart parking lot in Lawrence Sunday afternoon. Lawrence Deputy Police Chief Travis Klein says it appears this all happened over an attempted robbery.
It was a Facebook Marketplace deal for a car. The victim showed up to sell a car and ended up getting robbed.
The man survived the shooting and was taken to a hospital. Klein says they're looking for 2 suspects, and if you can help, call Lawrence Police or Crime Stoppers. A community event provided by Eskenazi Health in Indianapolis offered free blood pressure screenings, games, and prizes on Saturday. The event also serves as an open door to connect with any resource that can help people with their health and family.
More connected people are, not just digitally connected, but personally connected, the better mental health we see in the area. So we're trying to create that kind of environment.
That's senior pastor with New Wineskin Ministries in Indy, Mark Brown, speaking with Wish TV. Eskenazi's hosting another event on the 16th of this month from 10 until 2. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 10:04, Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? You know, if the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months, no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off, restrictions apply, and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET, or gutterhelmetindy.com, and never clean your gutters again.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
It's very rare I see a headline involving politics or government, and I simply say I don't even know what to say to this. And over the weekend,
you had time to think about it, didn't you?
Well, and I'm still like I don't know. We're gonna do a segment on it, and normally I'm like, okay, I know where I'm gonna go with this. I have absolutely no idea. This headline is simply unbelievable, and we'll do our best to get into it. This story broke, what was this? This would have been Saturday evening, I think, right? Saturday evening. Topless deepfake video roils Indiana office. Lawmaker's wife targeted per sources.
Correct.
That's the headline.
Yeah.
Then the little, what's the thing under the big headline? Is it?
Byline?
Is that what it's? Well, not who wrote it, but the little description. There's always the headline and then the description. Indiana Lieutenant Governor denies existence of deepfake video, accuses fired staff of fabricating story, but adds that viewing porn in office is fireable offense. This is like a legit headline.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so this story is by a guy by the name of Tom LaBianco. Now, people who've been around Indianapolis for years probably recognize that name. He worked at the Indy Star for a while. Most recently, he's best known. He wrote a book called Piety and Power, Mike Pence and the Taking of the White House. He's a freelance journalist now, which means basically organizations hire him for specific stories, pieces, whatever. He's been on CNN. He's part of the Associated Press, Fox News, MSNBC, NPR. Like, he's a big deal. He's a national journalist. And so when I saw the headline and then his name, it was very surprising, obviously, to see that this is a story that a guy like that would work on. So, okay, let's try to work through what LaBianco is alleging happened as a part of this,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
So he is alleging in this piece, and by the way, you can read it for yourself. It's 24site.news is the website, right? 24site news, 24SIGHT.news, and you can read this whole thing for yourself. Other people shared it. I know Abdul, Adam Wren, all the local journalists, people have shared the thing if you want to read it for yourself. So what he's alleging has happened here is that a multiple high-ranking people in Micah's office,
in the lieutenant governor's office,
that's correct, were either a part of creating or viewing or both, which it's kind of unclear, what they call deep fake pornography. Is that right?
AI-generated deep fake videos. Yeah.
So you had the best description of what in their mind. They're like, what in the world?
What is that?
Is that like? And you said it's basically the stuff Hammer does. Like last week.
Not what Hammer does. Similar.
No. I'm saying it's like, but it's the porn version, right?
Okay. So We were trying to explain this, and do you remember a couple weeks ago when Hammer created an AI of Nigel, and it was about the Sydney Sweeney ad?
Oh, yes.
He put Nigel in a pair of blue jeans and with no shirt.
Right, that's correct.
But you can tell that that really wasn't Nigel's body. It was like Nigel's head.
Yes.
And they made Nigel much fatter,
Yes.
larger than what he actually is.
Uh-huh.
And then the jeans. Or another version would be just last week, he posted a video of you getting punched in the face.
To promote Off the Rails.
Right.
Okay.
So that was really your face.
Yes.
But that wasn't, nobody was really punching you. It was created that way through AI.
So allegedly, according to LaBianco in this story, there are people in Micah's office who were doing that inside the office. Not that they were publishing. Like when Hammer did the thing of me getting punched in the face, he sent me a message like, do you care if I do a thing of you getting punched in the face? I was like, no, that's hilarious. Do it. And people loved it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is allegedly these people making a pornographic, what LaBianco's describing as a pornographic AI of some sort of a lawmaker's wife.
Correct. So this happened after there was a talent show performance, and the lawmaker's wife was performing.
Yes.
In the talent show.
Like legitimately. So I think Who's Your Idol is the name of the event, and I think somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this. It's a charity event where the lawmakers they all kind of put politics aside for an evening. They get up, they do events.
They perform.
Right, etc.
Like a talent show.
Right. And I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, the money on that goes to charity. So this lawmaker's wife did perform in that event. And off of this, LaBianco is alleging in this piece that people inside of Micah's office took that and made some sort of pornographic presentation, which they were laughing at and sharing inside the office, if I'm reading the story correctly.
Yeah. And so Tom LaBianco, the reporter, reached out to the lieutenant governor's office and got a response from the lieutenant governor. And he said it didn't happen. If it did happen, or if it happened in the future, that it's a fireable offense and that he's not going to put up with that in his office.
Okay, so, and in the story, by the way, I do want to point out, in the story, LaBianco names the people in question. We're not doing that, but in the story, he names the people in question that are at the center of this. Now, what's also interesting about Micah's quote is that he tries to blame someone who was recently let go from his office as being the person who is basically the starter of the story or the facilitator of the story or whatever. So I will tell you this, and I will do this with permission from the person. I talked to the lawmaker in question whose wife is at the center of this morning.
Yeah.
They reached out to me, had a long conversation with them about that. I'm not going to identify the lawmaker yet. I think it's pretty well known in the State House who this person is. Now, it's my understanding this story is much of what people spent their weekend talking about in and around Indiana politics and government. I will tell you this person, and they gave me permission to say this, they are taking this very serious.
Yeah.
They're not happy.
I wouldn't be either.
And they are exploring all their legal avenues that are available to them, and I think it's fine for me to say it's both from the criminal and civil side of things.
Well, that's what the article says. The lawmaker and his wife are consulting their attorneys and considering civil and criminal legal action.
So this is as far as I think we can take the story right now. If you want to read the story itself, you can do that. Like I said, many people have shared the story. If it turns out to be true, which again, it's one story right now, and we will see what comes of this, if anything. But Tom LaBianco is a nationally known person. And he put his name on it. This is a guy, like I said, you're talking about someone who has covered the president for many, many years. He's, by all accounts, a very, even if a lot of people don't maybe like his politics or some of the things he's written, he's a known quantity. And I think that's what has caught people off guard is you have a nationally known quantity doing this story in which he's actually naming the people in question at the heart of this, allegedly.
Okay, you have to keep in mind at this point, nothing has been proven. It's unsubstantiated. So you can look at this two ways. It's an example of the dangers of weaponized AI. And one of the reasons why Melania Trump was very adamant to have them pass the Take It Down Act, which they did in May.
So that's important. Real quick, I don't want to detour off your train of thought here, but this is now both at a state and local level, what would we call it? Weaponized AI porn, or I don't even know what the technical term would be, but you doing these sort of things.
Non-consensual creation and distribution of deepfakes.
Thank you. Very good. Is now, I believe, at both a state and federal level can be prosecuted criminally if whatever a person has done rises to that level. Okay.
So you can take it as weaponized AI, or since nothing has been proven, this is unsubstantiated gossip.
Right. And like I said, had a conversation with the lawmaker whose wife is at the center of this morning. Again, his request. And I've got a feeling that I don't know for sure that they may be making a statement, in the near future. Again, don't want to put words in their mouth. Don't know what action they're going to take, but that person is aware that his wife is at the center of this. They're taking it very serious and exploring all their legal options. So just like the headline itself, and who knows where this is going to go, and who knows what's going to ultimately come out of this, but this has the potential to be a massive story, or if it somehow totally gets disproven, a nationally known quantity in the journalism world has really put himself out there.
Well, you do have the lieutenant governor on record saying it didn't happen, and if it did happen, it's a fireable offense.
Because a major part of this story, or a part of this story, I guess you would say, is that allegedly, correct me if I'm wrong, in this story, he claims, he being LaBianco, claims...
The writer of the article.
Right. That Micah was made aware of this, or was aware of this, right?
Well, he definitely says that the lieutenant governor's chief of staff was made aware of it, including some ethics officials.
Okay, very good.
But he said it was unclear if an official complaint was ever filed with the Indiana Ethics Commission or the Inspector General.
Okay, very good. Thank you for clarifying that. All right, so we'll wait to see what comes of it, and we'll just leave it there, but it's obviously something that needed to be covered, and whatever, if there's updates, we'll let you know.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. Family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rowe, and if you want to do business with a company that actually stands for something, switch to Pure Talk. I did. Sure, I appreciate being on America's most dependable 5G network with unlimited talk and text for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is Pure Talk's commitment to our military and to our skilled workforce. That matters to me. Save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Construction business, you're only as good as your tools. That's why Quality Supply and Tool offers DeWalt products like the 20-volt Max XR cordless 3-speed half-inch hammer drill. Buy one and get a 5 amp-hour battery free. That's a $100 value. Or buy two DeWalt 60-volt Max Flex Volt 12 amp-hour batteries and get one free. Only at Quality Supply and Tool and only while supplies last, or September 26th. With locations in West Lafayette, Bloomington, Jeffersonville, and Indianapolis, Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box. Store.
At Verizon, lock in a low price on the best 5G in Indianapolis and be the best you. Stream your favorite music on your morning commute. Get tickets to that new Blockbuster and save big with Verizon while you do it all. Switch today and pay $50 a month for a single line. That's right, just $50 a month when you bring in your phone on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Stop by your nearest Verizon store today. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score Report dated 2H 2024. Your results may vary. Additional terms apply.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati.
Sad news over the weekend. Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Lonnie Anderson passed away.
She did. She was almost 80, just a few days short of her 80th birthday.
And she is probably best remembered for two things. One, being married to Burt Reynolds, and they had a sort of a rocky, high-profile marriage.
They were married for what, about 11 years?
Yeah, and they were tabloid back when when people actually got their gossip, rumor, and innuendo from the tabloids. You had to go to the newsstand. They were. I remember all the time as a kid, like going places with my grandmother and standing in the checkout lines and reading the tabloids. And she got one of them, the Inquirer or one of them, I can't remember which one it was. And Grandma, why do you read that? It's interesting. Most of it's not real, but it's still interesting. Think about how much our society has changed, right? Like
well,
they used
has it really? I mean, aren't we just putting that on the internet now?
Well, that's my point. Like, you used to have to send you via United States Postal Service,
buy it in the checkout of the grocery store.
But she was also known in terms of her own career as the receptionist, Jennifer Marlowe, on WKRP in Cincinnati, which for people like us who are in this business is a beloved program about a small radio station in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the wacky, wild characters in the show that, while a sitcom, I think every radio station I've ever worked at, there's somebody who resembles one of those characters.
Absolutely. And the creator of that TV show was inspired from a real radio station. Of course, the call letter's WKRP. It's not an actual radio station. There is a WKRC in Cincinnati, but this, the TV show is based off a struggling AM radio station. And then, Andy Travis came in. And changed the format.
Yeah, so Gary Sandy, who's a fairly well-known actor, was on that program. He's the program director that's hired to revamp the radio station. Gordon Jump who was, again, at the time, a accomplished, well-known actor. His mother owns the radio station, and he's sort of the liaison. And then Howard Hesseman is the morning disc jockey, again, a fairly well-known actor. So there were some people who, many of them became well-known, but some of them who were kind of established people who were in this program. And then, the wacky Frank Bonner played the wacky sales guy, Herb Tarlick. And then you had the super cool Venus Flytrap, the overnight guy, and Les Nessman, the nerdy news guy. And so it's just like, it's a perfect, especially if you ever worked in small time, a small radio station. Those people were characters that you knew in the building. Like they represented people. You said, oh, that's so-and-so. And that show was so well done. And she was such a big part of it. And of course, she's the girl that everybody in the building, wanted to be with. And she, is keeping everybody at arm's length.
Yep, the smart, glamorous receptionist. The show aired from 1978 to 1982. And I got to imagine it's kind of like medical people when they watch Grey's Anatomy and they want to point out all the inaccuracies. I do that now with old reruns or, clips of WKRP in Cincinnati. Like, nope, sorry. The monitor would shut off when the mic turns on, which it really doesn't do it in the TV show.
Yes.
All the little things. But there are actually a lot of similarities as well.
Yeah, and that show now especially is a throwback to how great and what an influential presence radio once was. And we talk about this all the time. Like, we are not immune, because if we don't produce, we will be in the same soup, but we have been able to stave off a lot of the harm that has been done to this industry, one, because of you, the fabulous audience. You're the the focal point of this, because you are so engaged and you are so passionate about good governance. But because of the programming we've been able to put on, and because our ownership allows us to operate free of many of the restraints that many other corporations place on their radio stations, and they stand behind us and they back us up, and they've been great, both when Smulyan owned the station and now with Urban One, that we've been able to keep some of that nostalgic type of feel about radio and how it runs and operates. But many radio stations, because of the corporations they're owned by, et cetera, have not been able to do that. And you don't see people, period, in the halls anymore, much less people that had the character or the characteristics that these did. And so it's so fun to watch those old shows, and you're reminded of how fun this industry used to be, and what a special place it is, and it had in the hearts of the American public. And it's just what a great show, and she was such a big part of that.
Yeah, she earned 2 Emmy nominations and 3 Golden Globe nominations, kind of solidified her as a television icon, as the blonde bombshell. One of my favorite episodes, they had a consultant come in from out of town.
Yes.
And she started talking to him in a really squeaky voice because she didn't want to be on the air.
Yes.
And she kind of thought, he's going to take one look at me and want to put me on the air.
Yeah.
Because that would be the full package.
Yeah.
And she intentionally talked in a squeaky voice so that he wouldn't choose to put her on the radio.
And she had, and I know we got to get to a break here, but she had kind of disappeared from the public eye. I think she had some health challenges in recent years, so she wasn't really front and center in terms of the American public, but a phenomenal character on a phenomenal television show. And so rest in peace to Lonnie Anderson at the age of 79. Hey, another toy made it onto the court at the WNBA game. Did you see that? Oh, you have it on the template, so you did want me to see that. I just want to make sure you were aware.
Oh, I saw it. I saw the videos of it.
Yes.
And we've got to talk about what people are doing now because of that.
Oh, no.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Rob. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest for 5 whole years. Restrictions apply. Call 317-659-7574. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct. It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Whooping cough might be causing a whale of a problem. Cloudy skies and 72 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 10:30. There's been an increase in whooping cough with children as they head back to school all throughout the U.S.
My hospital, we had no cases in 2023, 13 in 2024, and already this year, and we're only halfway through the year, we've had 27.
Dr. Dave Weber is the University of North Carolina Medical Center Department of Infection Prevention Director. New CDC data shows a high number of children did not get recommended vaccines at the start of last school year. A potential engine failure is what investigators say led a United Airlines pilot to declare May Day on July 25th. That's when a Boeing 787 aircraft carrying 219 passengers and 11 crew members had to return to Washington Dulles International Airport to address a mechanical issue. The pilot declared May Day before managing to land the plane safely and allowing all passengers to deplane normally at the gate. And today is National Coast Guard Day. It commemorates the founding of the United States Coast Guard as the Revenue Marine on August 4th, 1790 by then Secretary of the Treasury Alexander Hamilton. On that date, U.S. Congress authorized the building of a fleet of the first 10 revenue service cutters whose responsibility would be enforcement of the first tariff laws enacted by Congress under the U.S. Constitution. I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, ladies, are you interested in self-protection but don't know where to begin, or maybe you're too nervous to enter the gun store alone? Well, let me introduce you to Premier Arms. They're more than just a gun store. Premier Arms is a supportive community dedicated to empowering women. They have a friendly, educated staff, and they'll provide personalized guidance, ensuring you feel confident in your firearm choice. It's Casey Daniels letting you know Premier Arms is where female gun owners are supported. Call them today, 317-858-3030.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the
active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling? We'll find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
I have some breaking news.
What?
It's the Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Our old pal Jake Query, who you can hear middays on The Fan, 107.5, 93.5, is reporting on Twitter. If you were planning on buying Jim Irsay's Carmel home too late, cash sale already pending.
What? Cash sale?
That's what he said.
Wow.
I don't think this is April Fool's Day.
Like $12 million?
Well, now, okay, so in the comments, somebody was saying, is it $12 million in cash? And Jake said went for over asking price.
Oh, more than $12 million. Can you imagine having $12 million laying around to pay cash?
So for those of you who are like new to the party, I know we've pretty much every person on this radio station has done some sort of thing on this. But Jim Irsay, the now deceased former owner of the Indianapolis Colts, he owned a 9.4 acre piece of property in Carmel, which backs or touches or next to whatever Crooked Stick Golf Course. It is just as you would guess, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts would have a phenomenal sprawling house. There were guest quarters or whatever on it.
No, there were second houses.
Second houses, thank you. I think there was a golf hole.
It was a 3-par.
I mean, it was everything you would expect from a guy who owned the Indianapolis Colts and got hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars from the taxpayers to further enhance his wealth, and which neither here nor there for the purposes of this story. But they were asking $12 million for it, and it sounds like not only did they get the $12 million, according to Jake Query, it went for over the asking price.
And someone paid cash for that. Who is that someone? We don't know.
We don't know. It does not. He did not have or reveal. I bet, knowing Jake, he probably has the name, but did not reveal it. So sorry, Casey. I know you were looking to get out of the gunshot or fireworks
neighborhood. In Indianapolis. Didn't you did the monthly payment on that? Do you remember
yes,
what it was?
It was 80. Well, yeah, and it's going to depend on property or whatever, but it was roughly $82,000. Now that was, keep in mind, that was only for $9 million because the calculator would not go up
to 12.
It would not allow me to add, what would that be, an eighth digit?
Yeah.
You can only do 7.
You also calculated the property taxes on it. I couldn't even afford the property taxes, let alone the mortgage payment.
Yeah, $9 million, and again, like Carmel would probably be higher because they got a school referendum. It was just a generic put your state in. It was like 11,000 something was the annual property tax, which that seems low. Well, let's see. What would it 1%? 1%, is that right? Would that be right?
12 million.
If it was a million yeah, that'd be right, because 1% of a million would be 1,000. No, that's not right, because no. That's got to be. Maybe I was off. Maybe it was 100. I don't know. Anyway,
you did say you were bad at math.
Well, I'm trying to do the math, and we can extrapolate this out on what it would be, right, without the referendum. Let's do this. See, this is why this is our show. Okay, I'm gonna do this off the top of my head. So if you had a $100,000 house, your property taxes without a school referendum would be $1,000 because it would be 1%. So if you had a $1 million house, it would be $10 million. To be 10, is that right? It'd be $10,000. Yes, it'd be $10,000. And so if you multiplied that by 12, that would be $120,000.
Correct.
See, I did that.
I know.
See, right.
1% of 12 million is 120,000.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think what I was saying was of the monthly, they tried to break it out by
month.
Of the month, it would be 11,000 some odd, which would be right.
Correct.
Would be right, spot on, right? Okay,
right.
very good.
So again, can't even afford the property taxes on that house, let alone the mortgage payment.
But it said cash sale.
Yeah.
Somebody walked. Although, who isn't walking in? If you can afford to even see the property, there's a good chance you're not going to have to finance it.
Right, because that's one of those things where you have to be pre-approved to even get the appointment.
I did laugh because I have a couple of realtor friends who apparently had the ability.
Who wish they had that as a client?
They put some cryptic message out about it, and I was chuckling because they said if you'd like to see this property, but they were leading on there's some sort of vetting process or whatever. Like you and I could not just waltz in there.
You're not just going to call the number and say, yeah, I'm interested. Sure you are. Let me see your financing.
Have you ever, okay, obviously not this much, but have you ever pondered buying a house that was like out of that I have to stretch? Okay, I really love this house. It's out of our price range. Like, have you ever gone through that, or every house you've ever been in, has it sort of fit the financial situation that you were in?
No, it's fun to look. You do the Zillow daydreaming.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, actually, you and Jim are out looking at houses.
Well, when we moved here, we looked at a house that it would have been on the high end, but it was too much house for the two of us. I'm like, why am I getting this big of a house just so I can clean all these extra rooms?
Sure.
But then it's like big empty house, not only empty of people, but empty of furnishings.
Oh, yeah, you got to put stuff in it.
Right. And why are you going to do that for rooms that you're never going to use?
Yeah, that's a...
See, I'm practical like that,
That's a great point. I have a couple of friends who are looking at, who've done very well in their lives, and they were looking at a house, and it was like a massive home, and their kids are older now, and the lady was like, what am I going to do
with all this room?
And her husband told her, well, you're retiring soon, you'll have plenty of time to clean it.
It's not what I would be wanting to do with my time. The house that I'm talking about was in Fountain Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's wild.
So probably made a good move.
I'd like to live in a big house at some point, but I just realized I'm too damn cheap to ever make that happen.
Yeah.
But then I think about it, and I think I'd want to live in it for like a month, and then I'd be done with it. I'd be like, this is too much.
After one mortgage payment.
Yeah, I'd be.
This isn't so fun.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I kind of like living in a small house because there is.
You know where everyone is.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. With the 2-year-old, I like in the summer months when there's plenty of playgrounds and walking and et cetera available. I like living in a smaller house. However, in the winter, I know this year it's going to be just a complete disaster because you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything.
Well, get her a snowsuit.
Yeah, right.
And you've got a backyard.
All right, we don't really have time to get into there's another toy has been thrown, and I thought
more
maybe...
WNBA.
Is Hammer with us today?
I believe so.
Okay, I want to get into that with him.
I hope he got his voice back.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was suffering from some sort of voice paralysis.
Some laryngitis or something.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
So why don't we take a break? They're due to, I see him, he's just sauntered past us, so he is here.
He's on his way
So
in.
we will get into, there are now apparently more objects being thrown onto the court at the WNBA, and we'll get to that and much more with Hammer.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, Russiagate, the nominees, the economy in Gaza. Oh, and Sydney Sweeney has broken the left. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. You know, we love Life Church. They've had a great impact on my life, on my family's life, and they've got 4 campuses across central Indiana. We go to the one at Eagle Creek, but they're located in Eagle Creek, Fishers, Noblesville, and Pendleton, and they've got incredible online services. So wherever you're at, there's a good chance there's a Life Church campus right near you. Life Church is warm, they're welcoming. They would love the opportunity to show you what they're all about, to meet and welcome you and your family.
You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Check them out on the web. Learn more about everything. LifeChurchIN.com.
Official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Rod Stewart with Cheap Trick, Saturday, August 9th at Ruoff Music Center.
More info online at WIBC.com.
All right, so the toys getting tossed on the floor at the WNBA game is becoming an epidemic, and, well, this is just perfect for you, Hammer. Jason Hammer, co-host of the Hammer and Nigel program afternoons here on WIBC. Hello.
Is that real that you can bet on which color the next one will be? I've seen some things on social media, but I didn't know if that was AI or real. Didn't Clay Travis put some odds out?
He did. Clay Travis put it out and said that you can now bet on what color the next item thrown on the WNBA court will be. And
because if that's real, now hear me out here. I never condone throwing anything onto the court.
You should not do that.
You should not do that. But if this is a real thing you can bet, why wouldn't you come up with some sort of plan to sneak in the long shot color? I think it's blue. And whether it be yourself or somebody that you're with, have them chuck it onto the court.
Right, you can fix it.
And you could fix it and make a big amount of money.
Well, I saw somebody, and this is where the internet is both the best and worst humanity has to offer. Some person did the math on what your legal fees might be for doing this, but what you could win, because I think green was like 14-1. And he said if you went green, and they did the actual math on how you could come out.
And it was a $5,000 max on how much you could bet.
Right. So how much you would make versus what your legal fees would be. Because let's face it, they're not going to send you to Sing Sing, right, over this. But you might get a fine. They said that you're going to be banned for a year from the game. And so, of course, some guy did the math, and it was some, whatever that is, whatever 5,000 times 14 is that $70,000? Well, your legal fees ain't gonna be anywhere close to that. You just,
you're gonna profit around like $68,000, $69,000 out of everything.
That's if they catch you. That's
right.
even if they catch you. So,
and let's be honest, here in Marion County, there are dudes out there that have exposed themselves 30+ times. We had the story of the lewd nude dude in the news who had been arrested 39 times here. So it doesn't feel like they're trying to make an example out of anybody.
The WNBA, the bigger problem is, and again, nobody should ever throw anything on a court. You should not do this. Hopefully the people get caught, whatever. But a couple things with this. Number one, it really is a bad look for the WNBA because they're always fighting that people don't actually take us serious. There's a player people take serious, and now you've got the lady's wig falling off, and you got these things getting chucked on the court, and it's just like it feeds that narrative.
But can we talk about, are we allowed to call it what it is?
I don't know.
Can we say the D word?
I've heard other people say it.
Okay. Dildos being thrown on the court is not anything new, though. Buffalo Bills fans, they've been chucking those things out for years. Like when they played the Patriots, and like when Josh Allen has scored, some people throw them out almost as a celebration.
As a celebration?
Yeah. Bills fans, back me up here. Those items being thrown out isn't anything new. So for everybody getting their, britches in a twist, this is so sexist. Well, it's kind of just a rowdy fan thing.
But the other problem you've got, and our old friend Ben Verbanek, the most beautiful man in Terre Haute television, he was in town yesterday.
Is he better looking than Phil Sanchez here?
He'd give Phil a run for his money, but it's Terre Haute standard. So by Terre Haute, he's a
so he's a Terre Haute 8, but he's probably an Indianapolis 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But you are sorry, Ben, you are in the environment in which you operate, right? It's like I would be a TV too. I feel like if you compare me to cats, I'm pretty strong, right? So
it's like being the valedictorian of summer school.
That's why I chose radio. You don't have to dress up and look at your competition. So, but the point of all this though is, we were watching we were at a local watering hole downtown and prominent establishment, and they had all the baseball games, and the Fever were on yesterday.
And you were watching it just to see if something was thrown?
Well, we had to. It was the thing right in front of us, right?
Yeah.
And we're watching the other things, and we were pondering, like, how do you market this league? How do you market out of when you're the consumer base kind of thinks you're such a joke outside of one person that this is how they respond to you?
So I'm going to put my marketing pants on here because I've been a marketing director before.
Right.
I said this the other day. 5-10 years from now, somebody's going to write a book on how bad the WNBA handled the Golden Goose situation of Caitlin Clark. They're going to look back and say, we had somebody that had the ability to make our league matter, to sell out arenas. We play in bigger venues. We could probably sell more tickets if we wanted to. And instead, we bullied her. We beat the hell out of her. We kicked out fans that laughed when a wig gets knocked off. You've got players wanting to sit out and get traded so they can play with their girlfriends, and dongs being thrown on the court. Like, when you add it all up years from now, like, where's the leadership of this league?
Yeah, and we were talking to the bartender because I said, like, how is business affected without Caitlin Clark playing? And one of the things he said is that they have had people who have made what in hindsight was a massive mistake of buying these tickets in advance.
Right.
And one person was coming from some multi-state travel, and they thought, well, we paid the ticket, we bought the hotel or rented the hotel, we got to go. But he said they're just sitting there at the bar seething that they got to go to this game that they don't want to go to now in a hotel.
And the reason why they bought the ticket isn't even playing.
Exactly. So
that's a gamble sports fans make,
It is, but she seems to have been out, and I'm not saying it's her fault by any stretch of the imagination. Players play, they get hurt, whatever. But when, like, if you buy a ticket to, a Chicago Cubs game and your favorite player isn't there, that stinks, but you're still seeing tippy-top professional athletes that people want to see, and it's the Wrigley Field experience and a blah, blah, blah. And there's a bunch of ways you can try to make that whole, right? It stinks that your favorite player isn't playing, but you at least have things that you can feel like, okay, I'm doing these things to get my money's worth. Let's face it. People want to see her. Nobody wanted to go to these games before her. They're paying to see her, and you have so much riding on this one person.
But that's a basketball issue, right? That's the only league where it feels like we have this issue. Because this past year, look at the men's, the NBA. Golden State comes to Indy one time. Steph Curry, he's somebody people buy Christmas gifts to go see, right? If you have a son or a daughter that loves basketball and Steph Curry's their favorite player, he comes into your town one time a year. And he came here, and Steve Kerr, the weasel head coach of Golden State, faked some sort of injury. It was load management. Curry was fine, but he was in street clothes. And that's what sucks.
And you read the stats because people are like, who's the GOAT, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Michael Jordan went something like 3 years and never missed a single game. That's road game, home game. And part of that was, he said, look, people buy this ticket to see me. People are paying premium price to see me play. Whether it's a home game where you have regular access to him or certainly a road game, and all these guys, Bird, Magic, they were all that way, where it's like, people are paying to see me. I'm a pro athlete. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play.
If they were out, they were legitimately hurt.
Yeah.
And with Caitlin, what I've seen with her is I kind of think she is a bit of a throwback, but when she came back from her first injury, one, I think she came back too quickly.
Right.
But two, then she had like a gang initiation jumping by that one Phoenix team where they knocked her down and beat the hell out of her. And only one teammate, Sophie Cunningham, had the, what's to stick up for her.
I think we talked about this last week, that somebody said this, and it was true, and I can't remember who to credit this to, but they said people pay to go to sporting events to see things they couldn't possibly do themselves. That's part of it.
You want
right?
to see the best in the world.
Exactly. And when you watch a WNBA game, and I'm not
without Caitlin,
well, especially without Caitlin Clark, it sort of reminds you of what pickup basketball. I'm sorry, like there's some guy who you can see yourself doing many of the things they're doing. I can shoot from the hip. I can miss layups. There was some lady yesterday, and I'm not, again, the Seattle player. She's a wide open basket, and I said, I bet she's going to miss this. And she missed it. Now she grabbed the rebound and put the rebound back in and got a foul, but it's like, you're going to see some windmill tomahawk fabulous slam dunk in an NBA game.
Right. It becomes more civic pride than anything else.
It does.
You want your
Bingo.
city, your team to win. And when you go to the game, it's kind of a bonding thing, right? Hey, it's Indy. We're here. It's sold out. Go Fever. Let's go. But, yeah, they got to get number 22 back, and the league has to accept it.
Speaking of civic bonding, what are we civically bonding over with Hammer and Nigel this afternoon?
Nigel is out.
Oh, well, that's a shock.
What?
He knew my voice wasn't perfect, so he said, I'm going to call in today. We'll see how the big show sounds. Guy Relford's going to be great. He's filling in Monday Gun Day, so let's have a good time.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Mike loves summer in Indy, but he hates to paint. So he called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. And right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and nonstop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, Kroger employees are ticked off. You'll hear why. What police say a convicted animal abuser from Kokomo did this time. And the Indianapolis Colts' first preseason game is this week. What their head coach is saying about the quarterback situation heading into preseason game number 1. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 11 o'clock.
They left Texas and may be forced out of office. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I believe they have forfeited their seats in the state legislature because they're not doing the job they were elected to do.
Governor Greg Abbott says he plans to take action to kick Democrats out of the State House for leaving Texas to prevent a vote today on congressional redistricting they claim is racist and will give Republicans 5 more seats in the 2026 elections. Now, Abbott disputes that and calls where the Democrats went ironic.
New York and Illinois are 2 hallmark states. They've already done redistricting to eliminate Republicans.
Now, in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul just said,
these legislators are getting into what John Lewis might call good trouble. Good trouble is the best kind of trouble.
Supporting the Democrats' move out of state to prevent this vote. Ahead of the deadline, President Trump set for Russia to stop the war in Ukraine.
White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff may travel to Russia Wednesday or Thursday, President Trump says, though prospects for a ceasefire in Ukraine have not improved.
We stopped a lot of wars. This is the one we seem to be... This should be the easiest to stop, and it's not.
President Trump has threatened to impose sanctions and potential secondary tariffs on Russian trading partners if Moscow does not agree to a ceasefire by the end of this week.
That's Fox's Jared Halbert at the White House, where the president once again railed against Friday's jobs report that not only showed a less than expected 73,000 jobs created, it revised hiring for May and June down by about 250,000 jobs. The president posted on Truth Social it was rigged. Just like what he calls fake numbers from before the 2024 election, writing in both cases the revisions favored radical left Democrats. He fired the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner Erica McIntyre on Friday and says he'll pick an exceptional replacement. Democratic Senator Alex Padilla tells NBC's Meet the Press there should be an investigation.
Example after example of Donald Trump weaponizing no longer just the Department of Justice when he's trying to weaponize the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Anger over not just the money. Skies are cloudy and it's 73 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Kroger employees in Indianapolis held a rally on Sunday to say they are not being paid enough or treated fairly. David Frederick is a Kroger employee who addressed the crowd.
That's what they offered us, not back pay, but a $200 Kroger gift card. Do you know what's more insulting? Kroger gets this money back. I can't spend it anywhere else.
He and the rest of the employees there say they're insulted by Kroger's offer of a 90-cent increase over 3 years, along with the gift card Frederick mentioned. The union, representing 8,000 workers, has been negotiating with Kroger for several months, and both the union and Kroger will meet again on Wednesday. A convicted animal abuser named Crystal Scott in Kokomo has been ordered to return to federal prison. The Department of Justice says Scott violated conditions of her previous supervised release. Back in 2021, Scott used an alias to acquire dogs and cats online on the false premise that she intended to adopt and care for them when she actually intended to torture and kill them. If you need to get gas today, Gas Buddy says the statewide average is $3.22 a gallon. It's $3.25 in places like Indianapolis, Carmel, Fishers, and Greenwood. A shot fired inside a Cumberland home Sunday Injured a boy, Ryan Hedrick reports.
It's getting exhausting.
Cumberland Metro Police Department Detective Sergeant Mark Wagoner.
I don't think this is just a community problem. I think our city and our county and our state is having the same issues.
He says his department is tired of kids getting injured or killed in shootings.
We really need to press upon some kind of answer. I don't know what that answer is. Our community needs to come together and start parenting.
Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indianapolis Colts head coach Shane Steichen says he knows who will be starting at quarterback for their first preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. As for whether it's going to be Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones, Steichen said Sunday he's just not going to tell you yet.
Yeah, both are going to play in this game. I haven't had a chance to talk to them about who's starting, but I'll address that with them tonight. I want them to hear it from me first before they hear it, through the media. But yeah, we'll work through it.
The Colts face Baltimore at 7 o'clock Thursday night. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 11:04. Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Oh, man, State Fair. It's a Hoosier masterpiece, a tradition like no other. And on August 14th, AAA Hoosier Motor Club members get in free. That's AAA Day at the State Fair, where if you're a member of AAA, you don't pay admission. Just show your AAA card, and you're in for the day of fun. Enjoy the free concerts. I can't wait to see Melissa Etheridge. How about some of those borderline outrageous food vendor options like the deep-fried Oreos? And make sure and check out the 4-H livestock exhibition.
An outing to the State Fair is like a mini vacation, right? With AAA members saving big, and also this month, there are a couple of very special offers you get when you visit a AAA office. Luggage and accessories are on sale for up to 50% off. Suitcases, carry-ons, tote bags, and all of that marked down now through August 31st. Plus, if you book travel with the AAA travel agent, you get a 10% rebate. Visit AAA.com. or call 844-GO-AAA-GO or stop by a local AAA office. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay, I know this is a wild theory, Casey.
Yeah.
But bear with me, right?
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you're paid as an elected person, you should show up to work.
What?
It's wild. It's
I
pretty
know.
Revolutionary.
That's crazy talk.
Well, look, so we are talking about, if you're not aware, it's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. In the state of Texas, the Texas Republicans, who control, just like here in Indiana, they control all the levers of government. They are moving to do special redistricting.
Yeah, they proposed a new congressional map,
which will help them ahead of next year's elections because they want to try to create more seats in the House of Representatives. Look, both sides squawk about redistricting, which is how they carve out House seats, both at the state and Senate seats at the state level and House seats at the U.S. House of Representatives level. Both sides crow about this. They're both full of crap. They both, in whatever state they're in, attempt to manipulate to the best of their ability congressional districts, state house districts, Senate districts. Indiana does it, Republican state. New York does it, Democrat state. California does it, Democrat state. Texas does it, Republican state. Whatever party's not in power cries about it, but then their states where they're in power, they do it. Now, I will tell you this, and Casey, you will jot this down. 11:07. It is Monday, August the 4th. I'm about to say something nice about Todd Rokita. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
When Todd Rokita used to behave like a normal human being, like a respectable, decent, still mostly unlikable, but highly decent member of society, he was the Indiana Secretary of State, and one of the things he attempted to do, and it actually drew him a lot of heat, and he was quite courageous for wanting to do this, is he tried to implement what was groundbreaking at the time, artificial intelligence into drawing the state house, state senate, and congressional maps. He tried to take the human influence out of that, and it got him a ton of pushback at the time. It didn't go anywhere because the General Assembly, the Republicans said, it was both parties at that time. Indiana had a relatively split level of governance back in the 2000s, but they said, no. We want to draw the thing in our favor. And I think actually it was the Democrats at the time who were running the show. And they said, no, we want to draw because whatever party controls the House of Representatives in their state legislature is who draws the maps. That's how it works. Then I think it gets voted on, it gets signed into law, blah, blah, blah. But the House members control the redistricting process, both at the state and the federal level. And so Rokita said, why don't we take the human element out of it?
Right.
Let's let an unbiased, it was relatively, what's the word I'm looking for? At the time, it was not nearly as advanced as it is today. But let's let the computers do this based on the information that we put into it. And that's the way it should be done. The districts should not look like jigsaw puzzles. They shouldn't, be drawing people in or out based on their likelihood to vote one way or another. We should draw fair House, Senate, and congressional districts, and then make the parties and the candidates make their case to the voter. But instead, we manipulate everything. Both parties do it on their primitive. That's the word I was looking for. Primitive. Why didn't you help me, Casey? You knew what I was trying to say. It was primitive.
You did fine.
Was the word I was looking for. But they draw this to help themselves. So bring all this full circle. The state of Texas, because they believe they can draw these maps to add as many as 5 congressional Republicans from the state of Texas, want to get this done before next year. And in response to that, the Democrats have walked out of the state to try to deny them a quorum in order to accomplish that goal.
Okay, before we go on any further, I have a couple questions. Since you mentioned Todd Rokita being Secretary of State, I know this is off topic, but did he have a challenge coin when he was Secretary of State?
I wasn't paying attention other than as a voter and a taxpayer back then, Casey was not aware.
Because as Attorney General, he does not.
Oh, he does not?
No, he does not.
Well, good on him.
Neither does the governor, by the way. The current Secretary of State, Diego Morales, he does have a taxpayer-funded challenge coin.
And if you missed the start of the program, that is Casey throwing it on the table there. I have a good friend, decorated member of the U.S. military, still in the public service sector, who for some reason, he still doesn't know why, Diego Morales gave him a challenge coin, and he stared in amazement. He was like, I don't even know you. He came to some event,
but thanks
and they
for
were
the coin.
Yeah, and they were handing them out like candy, and we were noticing both the fine craftsmanship and the thickness of the coin. And we were calling into the question Diego's claim of $3.60 or his staff's claim of $3.60 a coin. Of course, we don't know because they wouldn't provide any receipts, which is par for the course.
Okay, so back to the Texas Republicans and Democrats and the new congressional map. The districts involved include Austin, Dallas, Houston, and some South Texas areas. And this is where Trump has shown some growing influence. So, of course, the Democrats are mad about this, and they left.
They fled the state. Now,
57 of them.
Okay, so now the reason they're doing this is without them in the state, they can't be forced to attend the legislative session, which means there is not a quorum, which means they cannot conduct business without enough people in the building.
Now, it's being reported, listen to this, that the Texas Democrats, they fled their state in a $47 million ERJ I-70 jet.
That seems right. They went to Illinois, didn't they?
They did. The jet costs $17,000 per hour to operate, which means their flight to Chicago cost them nearly $100,000 for them not to do their job.
Now, the reason they fled the state is because it was either the governor or the attorney general or a mixture of both. I don't recall, but they are threatening to arrest these people and physically bring them back to the nation's capital. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, it's because it happened here in the state of Indiana.
Northern Indiana, wasn't it?
No, all over the state, where the Democrats in, 2010, 2011, they walked out because of, I think this was over, I'm trying to remember in my mind, it was over unionizing, I think. The ability for government workers to be able to unionize. Mitch Daniels was trying to crack down on that. And the Democrats walked out, and I think they too went to Illinois. And the punishment for that was the Democrats have never had control of any lever of state government ever again. Up until that point, 2010, 11, whatever year it was still a relatively balanced. I believe the Republicans had control, but it was still a relatively balanced. You had to work with the Democrats to get the votes necessary, the committees to blah, blah, blah. And that was what brought on the supermajorities that we have seen today, and really has been horrible for our state because the Republicans, that is when they stopped acting like Republicans because they didn't have to fear the Democrats anymore. So this has happened, and the voters punished the Democrats of this state immensely, and they have never sniffed power ever since.
So the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, he said the truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat House members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3 p.m. today. He says if there's any member that fails to do that, they will remove the missing Democrats from membership in the Texas House. Can he do that? Can he just say, sorry, you're out?
Well, this will shock you. I am not uber familiar with how Texas's state laws and constitution work. Here's this is where I'm torn on this. One, you're paid to do a job. If you're told to be there, you show up, you go to work. That's my instinct on this. However, if they're calling, this is not regularly scheduled redistricting, right? This is not every 10 years based on the census how this works. For those of you who don't know, that's how redistricting works, is every 10 years you're required to do this in your governmental body. And by the way, cities and towns have to do this too for their city council or town council representation, etc. And I will tell you from experience on this. When I was an elected person, it was in our window to do redistricting. And they came to us and said, it's time to do redistricting. And one of the things that some people were concerned about was, based on redistricting, lawmakers, elected people, might get drawn into each other's district. And it was like some big hullabaloo. And I said, just draw the maps. Like, if I got to run against some guy and beat him again, I'll do it. That should never be a factor on whether you're drawn into somebody's district. Just do it fair. The best ideas are going to win. But instead of having ideas that win out, we're always concerned about protecting the power structure, the status quo, all of that stuff. And so, from my perspective, while on the surface you would say, yes, it's gross that you've run, that you've fled, that you've done this, what the Republicans are doing in Texas is gross because you're trying to manipulate representation in Washington, D.C. Wait for the annual census, or the 10-year census. Take that information, draw your districts fair, and however that works out, it works out. So everybody's pulling bull crap here. The Republicans are pulling bull crap by trying to manipulate representation in Washington, and the Democrats are being cowards by fleeing. But if I'm a Democrat, I'm saying, why would I help facilitate the bull crap that the Republicans are trying to pull? Like, this is one where I do see all sides of the equation. Now, ultimately, I think I would just show up because you're elected to do a job. You can't run and hide. You got to face the music and then hope you figure out a way to get power back and then just inflict the same pain on those people. But everybody's wrong on this.
There's no winner. So stock trading by lawmakers, that remaining a deeply unpopular thing with the public. But it seems like they're getting some new life into banning them from trading stock.
Yeah, let's take a break because I think The Hill had a big article about this, and it should be a slam dunk, no brainer, no questions asked. And the fact that Trump is trying to stand in the way of this and what the Senate did, it's pretty concerning, actually.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
Now, the idea of Uber goes against everything we were taught as kids, though.
What's that?
Never get into a car with a stranger.
But there's betting.
Now we pay for it. We're literally paying the stranger to take us somewhere.
But at least there's some sort of vetting. You know the name of the person that's coming.
So you'll know your kidnapper. It's like having an alarm on your car. Great, I can hear it being stolen.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air. We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the soundtrack of summer.
And new memories are waiting at your Indiana State Fair.
Your Indiana State Fair is closed today. Fair Fun returns with $2 Tuesday presented by Indiana Secretary of State. $2 rides, $2 food, and $2 admission. It's the greatest deal of the summer. Plan your trip at IndianaStateFair.com.
Sounds like fun. Your Indiana State Fair, presented by Get Prepared Indiana.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Okay, so this seems pretty simple. This is the theme of the hour. Things that seem simple, but they're apparently not when it involves the government.
Yeah.
So last segment we said, if you're paid by the taxpayers, you should show up to work. That seems pretty simple. But the Democrats in Texas, that's not a thing for them. Now, it seems pretty simple to me to say, if you're going to be a representative or you're going to be an elected official and you're going to vote on stuff, you shouldn't be able to make money off that.
Correct. Because you're getting the information first.
Seems pretty cut and dry. Hey, Casey, what's it called if you get information that other people in the public don't get on a publicly traded company and then you act on that? What's that called?
Insider trading.
So if you're a member of Congress and you get information about a field or an area of society or potential government contracts or government action, and then you buy stock in companies that might benefit off of those government actions or contracts, what does that really sound like? I mean, it's insider trading.
Yes.
It's the same thing that if you or I did it, we would go directly to federal prison. People have gone to prison for way less than what these morons in Congress do every single day, and yet they are allowed to do it. And the idea that we should rein that in, that we should put some sort of stop to it, that we should not allow people to make money off special information that they have that other people don't have, like that's some controversial thing, and the president is leading the barricade to it right now.
Well, it's really unpopular with the public because they're tired of seeing all these members of Congress go in and make a salary and then leave millionaires. I mean, what's the standard salary? It's like $174,000 a year.
That's right. Yes.
But then all of a sudden you're leaving and your net worth is millions upon millions of dollars.
And I love this. So there was an article, I think it was in The Hill, or it may have been Politico. I've read several articles on this, where so the Senate, Trump went ballistic because Josh Hawley, who's a senator from Missouri, Republican, teamed up with the Democrats to pass a very strong languaged bill that said not only should the members of Congress be banned, but the spouses,
dependent children,
which it all makes sense. If you're going to say, well, I can't do the insider trading, but my wife can do it, or my husband can do it,
same thing, right?
Or my children can do it.
Pillow talk.
Sure, it all should be banned. If you go to Washington D.C., that is a privilege. That is an honor beyond belief, whatever level. If you're an elected person, and this is part of what fuels my rage on these people, is that whether you're a city councilman or a town councilman, a county commissioner, a state rep, the Secretary of State for the state of Indiana, the President of the United States, a House member or senator, whatever position you're in, even if you're the damn coroner, it is an honor and a privilege to serve people in an elected capacity. And as part of that, you give up stuff. You give up the ability to do certain things as a result of that. And these people want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want to be able to make all of this money, and yet they want to have the privilege and the power of being able to make choices for other people, lord over other people. They want all that power and prestige, but then they don't want any enhanced scrutiny or responsibility that comes with it. I'm sorry. Part of the privilege and the honor of representing people should be that you give something up. And in the case of our House and Senate members and the president, should be that you give up the ability to make money. That's a sacrifice for your country. And if you're not willing to make it, I don't want you in there.
So the former speaker, Nancy Pelosi, she did oppose the bill, but now she supports the ban on trading, which, I mean, obviously, oh, really? It's going to go into effect. Okay, guess who will resign and then leave right when that happens. But the Senate bill did include the president and the vice president, but now there's kind of a carve out because the ban wouldn't apply until the next term.
Why?
So Trump wouldn't be affected.
So Trump is doing insider trading? Is that what these people are essentially saying? Or they're concerned about him being caught doing it? I mean, I obviously don't know that. I haven't seen any reports that he's doing that. So I would have no reason to believe he is doing it. But clearly he went nuts. He was outraged that Hawley voted with the Democrats on this. And earlier in the day, he'd been saying he was supportive of it. So, Mr. President, why are you mad that the president is being held to account on this? Why are you mad that the vice president is being held to account on this? Rand Paul asked the same question. Why are we carving out for Trump? Is he doing something we need to know about? If the answer is no, then what does he care if the president's included in this?
Yeah, why wait? Why does it have to wait until the next term? So there is the 2012 Stock Act, and that requires lawmakers to report trades.
After they've screwed everybody.
But it doesn't prohibit them, right, from actually doing it to begin with.
This is ridiculous that this is this hard. That this is this much of an effort to simply say that you cannot make money off your government position. This is not some controversial thing. It's something that the public almost universally agrees on. And yet, because these lawmakers, most of them are wholly in it for themselves. That's what this is about. That these people are wholly in it for themselves. They're dirty, rotten, nasty, disgusting people who will make you suffer so that their lives are bettered at any opportunity they can get. We just laid out last week how much these people have accepted in terms of free travel and dining and all of this other stuff. Do you get that?
No. And here in the state of Indiana, they just put an end to the no-bid contracts as well. Similar situation. Oh, you're going to give a contract to your buddies.
So a lawmaker, I will not identify this person, though I'll probably identify them by saying this, but I don't even care anymore. They sent me a message over the weekend. One of these people who was in that Capitol Chronicle story. I didn't even tell you this. We had so much going on. What with the other breaking news?
In the 5-star restaurant, the Michelin restaurant article?
Yes. And the person said, I'd be happy to come on and discuss my travel with you. And I just responded what the Capitol Chronicle had posted they were spending on meals. And I said, that's a heck of a meal plan.
Are they going to come on?
Well, I haven't followed up with it. But why? What's the point? What's the point? They're going to try to explain this away? Everybody knows what the answer is. You get this stuff because you're a lawmaker. Everybody knows what the answer is. I'm kind of sick of giving these people forums to try to explain their bull crap. Everybody knows what the answer is. They said it in that story. They had
for access.
Of course. They had the experts in the Capitol Chronicle story say they're doing because they want access to you people. They're not asking you to go, Casey, or Kevin to go, or me to go, because we don't have anything to offer them.
They should. I'm a lot of fun to travel with.
You are a blast. Having just recently, I didn't travel with you, but I was
near me.
I was with you after you had traveled. You're just the absolute. But this is my point in all of this. It's just like I'm exhausted by the investment that these people have in themselves at the expense of us.
Let's talk about our Senator Todd Young for a moment, shall we?
Oh, gosh.
He has introduced a new bill, and this is for the government to perform what? An annual stress test on its finances.
Wait, he wants us to do what?
Yeah, he wants the government to perform a stress test on the finances.
So this is okay. Let me
requires the U.S. Department of Treasury to conduct a stress test on federal finances.
Can he math? We're $37 trillion in debt. Nothing's affordable anymore. How about that for the stress test, Duke of Spendingburg? How about that as your stress test? We're $37 trillion in debt, and we can't afford stuff. How about that as the stress test?
He wants to stress it so much to see what the breaking point is.
Well, bingo. That's why he wants to do it. He wants an excuse to spend every dollar. By the way, he just voted to add essentially 20 more trillion over the next 10 years. Todd Young, by the time the next 10 years, if he's still in, he's voted to do it. So I'll go ahead and give him credit for it. 10 years from now, it's something like it's so hard to keep track anymore. But he will have voted to add between like $35 and $40 trillion to our nation's debt in his time. Now, if you go back to all the way back to his house, it's probably even more than that. What do you mean a stress test? You're right, Casey. He wants to know how far he can stretch this country until it just breaks in half.
So the goal is to assess the government's financial preparedness in case of a major crisis. And the Treasury would examine the federal resilience.
We're $37 trillion in debt, moron! What other stress test do you need? Am I wrong to be outraged by this?
Aims to improve fiscal transparency and planning. Well, how are they planning anything right now with the tariffs and the number moving?
Let's just step back for a second, because everybody knows I loathe that guy. I cannot stand that dude. So I'm totally biased in every word that comes out of his mouth. But you have to be the arbiter here. You got to be the voice of reason. That is outrageous based on his legislative life and all the money he has voted to spend and the way he has voted to screw over the American people, that now he's concerned about some sort of stress test.
Okay, and the thing is, this is supposed to determine the financial preparedness for a major crisis. We know what the government does in a major crisis.
It prints money.
Correct. I mean, just look what happened a few years ago. When there is a, air quote, crisis, they're just going to print money to take care of it.
Yeah, God, that guy. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but somebody's got to do something. What do we do? What's going on?
Let's talk about what Charlemagne the God had to say, and then what Trump had to say about what he said.
Because Trump's big mad at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Discussions between the two appear to be tense. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 11:30. Kroger is trying to come to an agreement with their employees for a better contract, but Kroger employees said Sunday at a rally in Indianapolis they're not having their needs met, and one of those employees is Sarah Ford.
Kroger can afford to pay us more. They can afford to give us more hours, and they can afford to fix our understaffing crisis, but they are refusing to because they want to protect their bottom line.
Kroger offered them a $200 gift card and a 90-cent increase over 3 years for starting pay, which employees like Ford call insulting. Both Kroger and the union are going to continue discussing a deal on Wednesday. And coming to the Brown County Music Center December 12th is the band Three Dog Night. Tickets go on sale this Friday. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. you can cancel at any time. Luke and Emma in Franklin said, we began building our new dream home and we needed to sell our old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Dietel team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend and closed in 25 days at the price we wanted. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Siri, read me that text.
Sorry, I can't complete your request.
You want me to read that?
No, I got it.
Construction zone.
I see it.
Watch it. Oh my God. You're gonna hit him!
Oh, fuck!
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
I have a question I need you to answer.
Okay.
I have a question I need you to answer. Where does all the time go?
Which time specifically?
Well, okay, so David Wood, our big boss, and then Matt Himlin, who is actually our boss, even though he says he's not our boss, because he cannot hire or fire us. They were having a little powwow back there in the back, and we somehow very quickly got on time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said...
Because they said, hey, your time's running up. You got to get back in the studio.
Well, so here's my question.
Yeah.
I have no time anymore for anything.
Yeah.
Like, okay, for example, my wife and daughter, they went to see her mother and grandmother on Saturday. So I had like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, great, I'm going to get all this stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in 4 or 5 hours, you can get like 3 decent-sized projects done. And that's fine, I got them done. But when you have 10, it's like you didn't even make a dent in the thing, especially when you know the tornado is about to return and just destroy all the things that I just did. So you almost have to like strategically...
Tornado being your daughter?
That's right.
Okay.
So you almost have to strategically like do your projects based on things she's less likely to destroy in the immediate so that the project will last longer. But the point is, I feel like I got 3 or 4 things done. They all took about an hour apiece, and then I'm done, and now I'm just really tired.
Right.
And then I still can't get a bunch of the stuff done. But then it prompted, what did I do with all the time I had in my 20s? Like when I was single and I owned my own business, and like what did I do? Kev, do you have this issue as a single man? Well, you don't, because you have not been married. You do not have a child. But like, you will look back. I guess I'm making a statement. I'm not even asking a question. You will 10 years from now look back and go, what did I do with all of my free time? Did you have this as you had a child and you became an adult and you got married and you had all the things to do?
Yeah.
Did you look back and go, what did I do with all of my free time?
Oh, no, free time?
When before you had all of those things. When like now you got married. Well, not younger. You were.
I wasn't young when I got married. No, I don't. I don't. You know,
cradle robber.
I don't look back and say, what did I do with my time?
I don't know where it all went.
Yeah,
I had so much of it.
Are you prioritizing your to-do list?
Well,
are you?
Our boss, David Wood,
Are you being efficient?
Had a theory that
to
I was
get it
more.
done?
He described it as being more leisurely with all of the tasks that I had to accomplish back then.
Right. Yeah, you just took your time to do it.
Am I the only one who experiences as though? So like each day, I've got about a 4-hour window between when I get home and when I pick my kid up from daycare, and every day it's like I got all these things I got to accomplish.
I know what you're doing. You're sitting on the couch.
I'm not.
And you're watching Chris Hansen videos.
Doing stuff. That's a very small portion of what I actually do. That's generally like an after lunch type of activity.
Surfing the internet. How long are you taking to eat lunch?
Like 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
I mean, I'm generally reading. See, this is the other thing, and you're very critical of me on this, and it's not fair. I don't do, clearly, the results of the ratings, like clearly the results of what we produce here every single day. The public is very satisfied with this program.
Or at least 4 of them are.
Oh, that's a funny joke you did there. I see what you're doing. Anyway, point is, so my preparation for this program is clearly satisfactory to the audience.
Yeah.
I don't read in the sense of like, I don't sit down and just carve out 30 or 40 minutes and just like read stuff. I read all throughout the day. I read in little segments. And part of while I'm watching my story.
As news breaks.
When I'm watching my stories, because I've seen them all so many times.
They're reruns to you?
Oh,
You're watching these videos and they're reruns?
It's something, my wife and I had this conversation years ago because when we first met, I found out that she was a massive Hansen and To Catch a Predator fan. And we were having this conversation very early on about, is there something wrong with us that we enjoy watching these so much? And she said, no.
That's what you bonded over.
It is. Yeah. That and Forensic Files. She did not believe that I was a Forensic File fan. And then she saw my whatever thing in the whatever service that was on and that I was in the thing. And that's when she knew it was true love. Anyway, the point is, we had this conversation about, is there something wrong with us that we enjoy watching these reruns of potential predators getting arrested? And she said, no. She said, there's something cathartic about knowing how it's going to end.
You know what that is? That's anxiety or possibly ADHD.
What?
Yeah, because they say you know how it ends, so it's relaxing to you.
Really?
Yeah, it's why people who have high anxiety watch the same show over and over again.
Oh, wow.
Or the same movie.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
Yeah, because it doesn't stress them out not knowing.
Because there is no real kid there, right? There was no actual child there that could be harmed. It's a bunch of people being dumbasses and falling for essentially what is glorified internet catfishing. And then there's an adult there to greet them and ask them questions, and then they give ridiculous answers to try to worm their way out of it.
Yeah.
And so there's something cathartic about that to me, to just see, I know how it's going to end. I know no person was really in danger, and I know these people end up going to prison.
Okay.
You're saying it's because I have some sort of internal struggle that I'm coping with?
Oh, you got struggles, buddy. I do the same thing, though.
Really? You watch the same stuff over and over again?
Yeah. If it's like a movie that I like and it's on, I'm like, oh, yeah. Rather than choose something I haven't seen, I'll go to the one that I have seen. But back to your original question. I think it's because you're not hustling.
I'm not hustling.
You're not. You got a to-do list, and you've got a time frame to do it in. You know, you got X amount for each job, so do it.
But
don't dilly-dally.
That's become my life. It's just one job after another.
Yes. Hello.
It never used to be that way. That's
I don't look back and go, wow, what did I do with my time? I look back now as an empty nester and go, wow, how did I get it all done? That was amazing that I did that.
But Casey, I'm saying
I was always busy.
If I go back 15 years,
when
I was in my 20s, I lived an adult life, sort of. I mean,
you were screwing around.
Well, that's none of your business.
You were messing around.
But that's my point. Like I lived, I paid rent. I had a car. I had a job. I was not a ward of the state. I didn't, You didn't have other humans dependent on you. Right. So how did where did all of that time go? That's what I'm trying to figure out is, I should have been some sort of Superman. I should have had some sort of world conquest. Look at all that I get done now with all the responsibilities.
Because you have to now, because there's other humans relying on you.
Get ready, Kevin. I hope you're clinging to this time like grim death. I hope you're to steal a Seinfeld line. I hope you're appreciating. And I had this conversation with Kevin years ago. I said, Kevin, the window. And Ben Verbanek and I had this conversation just yesterday, and he agrees with me on this. The window, the ultimate window, is between about the ages of we'll just say 26 and 31, because you're still young enough that you can go into any environment, that I'm talking adult environment,
sure,
and you're not weird for being there. You look young enough that you can pass for that environment. You can wear whatever you want to wear, but yet you have enough life experience to sort past the stupid and ridiculous, and you have some level of disposable income. 26 to 31 is the window.
Yeah, because at some point society is going to put expectations on you.
Right. Or you make a choice like, how hard could parenting be? How much time will it actually take?
People have been doing it for thousands of years. It can't be that hard.
Surely I can pull off one of these kids.
And it gets harder and harder every single day.
Wait, you're saying it doesn't, I thought I would get easier, like as they can start doing more things for themselves.
Well, yeah, some elements will get easier, but that's going to be offset by things getting more difficult. Like, for example, she will get to the age where she can pick out her own food from the pantry or make a bowl of cereal for herself.
Right.
But that's going to be offset by the dangers of the internet. So, like, you're not worried about her getting online right now.
Can I tell you
but
about,
eventually she will.
Like, it's all the things you don't think about that they are things that you don't need to do. Let me tell you about this yesterday, okay? And this is where it's parenting on the fly.
Yeah.
So I took her to the baby park. There's a playground that's just
because
fabulous.
the splash pad is still broken.
It is still closed.
Yeah.
They just spent $700,000.
I know.
And they cannot. The splash pad has been closed for like 2 weeks.
It's just pipes.
The one part we didn't fix. Well, why didn't you fix that part? But they believe they can. Anyway, you're gonna get me distracted. So we had to go to the baby playground again.
Yeah.
Having a fun time. There's nobody there. The baby playground is perfect. There's never anybody there. It's all roped in, so she can't run away. It's awesome. Well, I brought a ball for her to throw because she's at the age now where she's starting to like to throw the ball. Well, she's standing there, and somehow, the last time we had the ball, she threw it in the trash can, and I was like, why did you do that? Then she's mad she did that. I'm like, I'm not reaching into that trash can.
Future basketball player.
I don't even know how she did it. Like, it was a tennis ball, and she took it and threw it, and it ended up in the trash can. And then she's mad at me. And I'm like, I'm not reaching into that trash can. I have no idea. It's one of those ones with the lid on it, so you don't know, you can't see, whatever.
Right.
And then it's been in the trash. So I said, no, that was the last time. So that was a big whole hey-rube, right? A whole big deal. This time, so I bring another ball. I'm like, go get another ball. Okay, here we go. Cool. We go back. Somehow, the ball escapes from her hand, and it slides under the playground equipment, but it's far enough back to where I can't get my adult hand on the baby playground equipment under there to get the thing. And so now the child is having a complete meltdown.
Yeah.
She's looking under there, seeing the ball, trying to put her own hand in her. I'm like, no, stop that. You're going to hurt yourself. Then she's looking at me, well, why don't you do something about it? And I'm trying to explain to her my arm is too big. And so for 5 minutes, it's a complete meltdown. And I can't explain to her, and she can't process why I can't get this ball that she can see.
That's why you always got to take that second ball with you. If it's a tennis
You
ball.
have to take 2 of everything, Casey.
I know. Don't they come 3 in a can? Why aren't you just taking the can with you?
Oh, I should just buy a whole pallet of them.
You know what I did over the weekend? I went and walked through Brown County State Park and made sure there were no ticks there. One of my favorite things, though, about the state park.
Yeah.
It's the bad cell signal.
Oh, yeah, so nobody... I'm sure this weekend that was great for you. Oh, your phone doesn't work. Well, what a crime.
I was out of range.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, Russiagate, the nominees, the economy in Gaza. Oh, and Sydney Sweeney has broken the left. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling. A familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Race Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Raise Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling. A familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every single time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top-quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Don Fisher here for QC Kinetics. I want to share with you the best thing I've done for my knee pain. I've been hearing commercials about the groundbreaking treatments that QC Kinetics offers for months. Meantime, my chronic knee pain had hit an all-time high threshold. I wanted to stay active and enjoy playing golf again without the pain. So I decided to call and book an appointment. And what I found out was that QC Kinetics is the non-surgical solution. I have no knee pain and feel like I did 10 years ago. And it's all because of the non-invasive therapy from QC Kinetics.
Discover the solution to joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. For a free consultation, call 463-282-6886.
I'm back to playing golf and enjoying life. Take it from me, this is the best call you can make to relieve your orthopedic pain.
For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today. 463-282-6886. 463-282-6886.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
The WIBC mashup is everything you love, from fiery debates to laugh out loud takes, all in one podcast. No weak sauce, just the best of the day each weekday. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts.
You're really going to keep that challenge coin?
Sure, why not? I paid for it, didn't I?
That's perfect. So if you missed earlier in the program, it's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. A dear friend of mine, decorated member of the U.S. military, still in the public service sector, was presented one of these mysterious challenge coins by Secretary of State Diego Morales. The guy was blown away because he had never met Diego before and was like, I don't know you. I just met you this one time. I don't even like you. Why are you giving me... Does it mean
like when I go vote, I present the challenge coin and I get to vote twice then?
That was a great question. And so he said, well, I heard the segment you guys did on challenge coins, and Diego tried to claim, or his office tried to claim, they only paid $3.60 per coin. They would not provide any receipts. Sound familiar? They won't give receipts.
Lack of transparency.
Like that he paid the money back to go to India, and what he paid for. Anyway, he's like, yeah, as a decorated member of the U.S. military, I've received some really nice challenge coins. Actually showed me part of his very incredible collection as his distinguished military service. And he was telling me what other coins of similar make, weight, whatever had cost. And he said, I have real reservations that this cost $3.60. And so he said, you can have this and use it as you see fit.
You don't want it?
So I given it to you, and I just noticed that you put it in some sort of collector's case or something.
No, I put it next to the other challenge coin that I have.
Oh, what, do you mind revealing what that one is?
It was from DHS.
Oh, how exciting. Now you've got, I see what you're doing there. Now you've got a collection of those.
I have 2.
And that way you'll see Diego every single day when you dig there into your Purserino. And it'll be a reminder of what you're fighting for.
Right?
I mean, that is weird to give that to a complete stranger. Right? He's trying to act like these people I know go above and beyond. And that's the guy's like, I never met you.
Here's a reminder of my name.
That's exactly what it is.
And my job.
And the guy told me earlier, because he messaged me, he's a big fan of the show. He said that you are absolutely right. He is using taxpayer money to campaign.
Correct.
And he wants you to not think it through. Now, this guy's smart, right? He's a decorated member of the U.S. military, Special Forces. He knows a bullcrapper when he sees one. And so his antenna went way off with Diego. But he's like, he said, tell Casey she's absolutely right. That's what he's doing. He's using our money to campaign.
For himself.
Absolutely.
Putting his name out there. It's just like the maps. It's just like the big check. It's like everything else that he does.
Sure.
Hey, before we get out of here today, let's talk about this really quick.
There's a magic
What?
in the sound of their name. Here come the
Oh. What am I even listening to? Now I get it.
of Notre Dame.
26 more days, Rob. Are you getting excited?
I know you are.
That's all I heard about all weekend long. Just grit our teeth, get through this summer, and then it's going to be football season. 26 more days. So the Notre Dame football season kicks off Sunday, August 31st.
Yes.
It's an away game at the Miami Hurricanes in Miami Gardens, Florida, scheduled for a 7:30 kickoff on ABC.
You got to come
Sunday.
over. You gonna come over to my house, and they'll be leading big at halftime, and then you're going to leave and screw it all
halfway
up.
through. Well, yeah, halftime would be around 9:30 on a school night.
Now,
so.
it does seem, because the season went so long, because they won all those games in the playoff, it seems like there has been less of a time, when I was a kid, and when you were a kid, which was before I was a kid, the New Year's Day was it, right? Everything ends on New Year's Day. Or maybe there was one game on January 2nd. Now they almost went into February, it seemed like, didn't they? With this playoff, it seemed like the season just ended.
So it's shrinking, the time in between
There was
games.
shrinkage?
Yeah. So beer coolers have made their way into Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh.
They have approved alcohol sales for the first time, Notre Dame Stadium. A single beer, allegedly, supposedly, $13 to $18.
Yeah, I don't need alcohol that bad.
Yeah.
We made it.
We did.
We made it through the whole show.
Congratulations.
And thank you to you, our fabulous audience. Without you, there is no us.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for listening. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is $0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Look, we all have been feeling the heat. Been a little better the past few days, but man, has it been hot this summer. And if your home isn't staying cool,